Everybody knows my time now, but something about the quiet feels strange. Like looking in a mirror, trying to steady your breath and see in the shadow of death.
And everything is slowing down now.
It feels like all my days have changed.
Thought that when I'm older I would have more time, but I'm crossing the line.
What if you lived it all, but now the curtains are going fall? Maybe then you could show me how.
'Cause I've seen everything, but the clock is ticking, and this is my finale, my finale, finale, my finale.
Everybody knows my past now, like a story that was written to last.
I love the Asian style home of glass.
Used to run the fastest lane, now with a fire that can never be tamed.
Living wild, living fast, living way too loud.
But the engine finally slowed its pace,
and I'm letting go of the frantic chase.
I've spilled my heart, I bet it dry.
No regrets left under this fading sky. What if you lived it all, but now the curtains fall? Maybe then you know me.
'Cause I've seen
Everything, but the clock is ticking, and this is my finale, my finale, finale, my finale.
in real, yeah, show my path.
And maybe this is just the price you pay for the breaths that you take till they fade.
And everybody see me fade in the quiet of the bed.
Move it in front. No, I mean, bring it totally,
Oh,
because
yeah,
it'll then blow the, there you go.
that's as
Well,
far as it goes.
right, but make it towards, all right, hurry up, we have to. Oh,
This way.
there we go. Why? Oh, okay. Like, what's going on here? Technical difficulties. The fan was blowing George there, or as we call him, Jesus. What's up, Jesus?
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife unless one has a hall pass.
Unless one has a hall.
Yes.
Covet her all you want, man. Covet. Covet on, my good friends. That's what I'm saying. As you can see, this is good and evil going on here today. And we got a story behind that. Let's get a sound check on this situation. All right, guys. It's been a crazy few days. Look who's up and had coffee this morning trying to steal my show.
Captain Caveman!
No, this is Mr. Scientologist here is what's going on. We have had the damnedest emails coming in, and we have one hell of a story because allegedly Tom Cruise and his crew in Scientology is going to send someone over to our house for a bargain. Sound like a bargain. We sign a contract for $1 billion to pay them over the years. We give them all the money that they know is in the GoFundMe exactly, and they're going to give us 80,000 US. Sounds like a deal to me, guys. So it is quite interesting. We have a bunch of others that we've talked about in a few days, so I thought I would bring the head of Scientology here with me. What's up? to okay. What's up? Yeah, it's weird because the way your mouth is, I can't see your lips. Can you put your lips on? No, put your tongue out. Ah, there you go. All right. That is what's going on, guys. Hey, Rob. Good morning. Good morning. Big shout out. There's Roger Walker. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That is a high blessing from you and your family. We are making plans to attempt, as I said, to go ahead and officially apply for Phil Health because it'll cover me for 1 year. It will pay a percentage of the stents, and which is the cost of it's about 17,000 pesos. And then our plan is to go to a public hospital. And I am currently under treatment for the bite, and we have to get this fixed. There's no doubt. I'm on antibiotics, two of them, and officially got some cream, and it's not good. The second hole by the day, both of them are actually opening. But the new cream that is only by prescription. And it's not an old injury, by the way. Someone tried to say recently, a few people tried to say it was an old injury. And I'm
It's the
like, there was
wrong
clearly
leg.
the video
It's the
that where I
wrong
got bit
leg.
on the same day. But for those that don't know, I got bit by a cat a few weeks ago. It was the strays outside. And it wasn't in the house. I went to go get a package, and he was on the porch trying to eat Willie's food. And either I nipped him on the way by or I scared him, but he bit the crap out of me. It started out as a small wound, and it's officially opening up because my circulation is just bad in my legs. So they're trying to treat it, but I'm sure on top of having to go in the hospital anyways, they're really going to be working on that. So at least the Phil Health, it doesn't cover a ton, and it does cover for the expats. It's a whole different thing. It's not based on income, but you do have to be a permanent resident, and you do have to, like, if you're on the SRRV, that type of retirement visa, or that you can apply. So George has permission by forms. He's physically going in to apply for it, and you have to pay the cash for it. So this is some good news, and that's our next plan. So we have to wait for it to activate, and still, at least I'm under treatment, and my leg can be controlled some while we're waiting the week to go in. So we thought we could go in a few days, but it's a bigger deal to apply for it. So, but anyways, in the interim, me and George was talking, or Jesus here was discussing that somehow in this new society, whether it's America, whether it's the Philippines, I can hear that. Keep your head still there, Jesus. Uh, um, that somehow, we agreed on this, somehow the truths have become a lie. And that's what people are believing. They'd rather fall with that. And lies are now becoming the truth. The US is showing this time and time again with everything going on between the war and the things that are being said by all press, Democrats, Republicans, celebrities, TMC. If they tell a lie about Britney Spears because it was hearsay, people go by that. If you're on another YouTube channel and they say old dog was a criminal that used to beat on his kids, people don't even try to research. They just go with that. Next time they see him out in public, they will yell at him. And it's like, dude, or people that will watch things like soap operas, it's really just a soap, but they just don't know how to separate reality and or just stubborn. So there are really things going on here that are insane. The things being made up about other YouTubers, ones that don't even do anything at all. Maybe part of it is the truth, but nobody researches, nobody, or they think they have because they've Googled or paid a company to dox somebody. That shit's wrong too, guys. Nothing, it's just amazing. But the amount of emails we're receiving, which are traceable, they don't think they can now. Now, the ones that have, there are some that are untraceable, but some of them we know where they were coming from. And so it's just wild. Okay, because there are untraceable companies and everything that you cannot. But when it's just outright Gmail, it was pretty easy to find this stuff. And they're sending the craziest emails. Like one I got, they pretended to be my second husband and they didn't even have his name right, but they came in and said that I was an embarrassment and they wish I would die and you're just fat. I was bigger with him than I am now. What do you mean? I mean, so we already knew it wasn't him. And it was just wild that somebody would take the time to come in and say, I can't believe you're doing a GoFundMe. You're really not sick. Again, you're embarrassing. Hope you die at the very end. And I'm like, this is crazy. They also come in and pretended to be my dad at one point. They came in and pretended to be my adult children. And it's not even proper emails. They pretended to be Carrie, the vlogger. They came in and pretended to be Carrie, the one that helps expats, because George reached out to her a month or two ago. She never got back to us. And people like the troll came on and said, oh, it's because you've been talking about her. No, nobody defamated her or said things or got personal with her. We said that she bombarded that homeless guy in Angeles City, but that's not a reason if she's trying to help somebody. No, what it is we said she can't profit off of it. So therefore, if the money has to go into real medical and direct to the hospital or whatever, she's not in it. So it's, but they did come in and send an email talking about, oh, like same thing, you ain't worth it. They discuss my weight. And it's like, dude, you're the same people. But the amount of balls and audacity to sit on the other side and discuss this is just insane. It's like, I'm like, either they're really good at trolling and their intention is they think they're driving someone insane, like some of these other vloggers have been drove insane, or they're just mentally retarded. And I'm going to use the word because I'm from the 70s. They're just retarded. That they would think that even for a minute, and now we can see on the red line that they're lying to begin with. So 99% got closed. So in other words, we just delete them. So it's like, this one, I will tell you guys about in a minute. We'll go through the comments, but I'll tell you their offer. And they're talking about they're going to send somebody here if we give them the money that we got from the GoFundMe. And it's like, yeah, okay, we're going to join Scientology right there. That's what you want, sir?
Yes.
But thank you, Roger. You're a blessing, and we're very, very, very appreciative. Maybe we can get him a haircut. You do look like Captain Caveman. That really does. Bunga bunga bunga. Yeah.
Bunga bunga.
Okay. Well, you don't have to keep the glasses on. That was just initiated. The black ones were here. Here, these are just like the black ones. Because he's reading the tablet and everything. Try those. They'll probably match your do there instead of the black ones. I wish I more had the black ones. There you go. Yeah, because see, they almost go with your. But so I brought Mr. Scientology here. So quite interesting. Fallen Sinner. We had to have content today, so thank you to Tom Cruise for sending us the invitation. So good morning, good morning. Sarah is in the house. What is going on? Hello, Roomies. Second Wind is in the house. Slick Rick is in the house. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to the fan Antics. Good morning.
Rob says, for some reason, the retarded word got canceled, then all of a sudden it came back full force, and they say it means something else now.
Right. It's how the new generations, like our kids are in their mid 30s, how they've got new words and the new ones got new words, and it's offensive of this, and I don't give a shit. I'm from the George Carlin. and those type of people that are just really blunt, and that's what they are. It's beyond just being mentally ill. They went from mentally ill to just brain dead. And here's another thing: these people have gone so far that they go by our house, they've sent drones over our house, they followed us in public, they have, oh, is it acting up again? Static again?
Yes, static. Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, don't touch, you stop this. You're playing with this. I keep watching your hands.
I
Don't.
just started doing it
Okay, well, okay. So
just because they said something.
okay. I've seen you move my microphone, so just
No, I just no.
okay. I hate the static in that microphone because that means the whole beginning of the live it's hard to hear anything. Um let's see. Now I lost my they're contacting people. They're going to other YouTube channels that know us. They're sending emails that they can find of people on Facebook. They're messaging people on Facebook. They feel that, yeah, the internet's up and down too. So all of it just dropped out at once.
Fallen Sinner says it's better now.
Okay. So it's amazing. And I don't know what makes these insane retards think that if they go and tell people a bunch of stuff or lies, that people are just going to be like, yeah, I can't watch them no more. Because what people don't realize is everybody's got a past, everybody's got something going on. Like 99% of what they're saying is lies. It really is. And then we just stopped listening. Like they're still putting stuff out, but people are coming and telling us about these emails. And it's like, and they've showed us screenshots, and it's like, yeah, that's insane. They totally got the information wrong about everything. They're talking about shit that happened in 2000. They're talking about shit that happened 6 relationships ago with different things that have gone in our life. And it's like, it's none of their business. Whether we put ourselves out on YouTube or not, it's still insane. The obsession about everything, our careers,
Stuff that
when
never happened.
when we graduated, whether we graduated, our relationship with our kids, and we knew it would come up, but we didn't know that some of y'all, and there are some that dropped out and they're just watching now. People that used to be legit got butt hurt over politics because they're claiming they got personally attacked. If I mention the president of the United States, it's not attacking you guys directly. It's what's affecting the entire world right now.
Well, actually, they make claims that certain things that were said that were never said, that I know were never said, because, I mean, what I'm saying is, for example, me, or you guys, doesn't matter who you know, people enough that they would never say certain things, and I know Heidi enough that there's certain things that she would never say.
Right, like the emails, like my dad just wouldn't talk to me at all if he was mad. He wouldn't come back and say, I hope you die, you're a horrible daughter.
Right.
But the fact that somebody would go that far that doesn't know me, they act like I took money from them, or that I've seen them in person and beat them up, or I covered their channel, and which we've never direct full on attacked. We've never doxed, we've never paid money or an investigator, but people have on us. And it's just wild. We know that it's not true, but why would you want to do that? The question is why? And the ones that are weak minded that follow what these other channels are saying for content, or just for the hell of it, or they think they're destroying our lives, you guys aren't. Just because we're talking about it doesn't mean it has. The issue that I take on now is that, kind of like regular guy, they were calling the police. They were saying that he was doing stuff that never happened. They physically called his mother and said that he was dead. That kind of shit. And it's like, but why? Why? Because you're bored? Because something happened to you as a child? It just doesn't bring any sense that the things being stated, that the lies have become a truth and the truth have become lies, and they're like confused, and so are some of the other people. And it pertains to the retirement. So this just isn't geared to what's going on in our current life. It is everything about life now. People follow social media and bullshit now before they listen to anything, but you can't believe the media either. You got to follow your own mind.
You can't you can't believe the media. I mean, the media itself lies about certain obvious things. I'm not gonna say anything because it's political. Although it's what I'm saying is it's really not political. It's world history. What I'm saying is it's not about right now what's going on. Although it kind of is, but that social media has taken over our lives so much that a lot of people believe this simple lie that if they look into world history, then they would know that social media is lying about what was then. It it some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't. But point is, I
Yeah,
mean, it's a
it's
simple world history thing, and it's like, what, you guys can't read a book?
right. So we've been seeing even big channels like on Instagram, some guy was spreading misinformation about the veterans. And I'm like, they did take that benefit? Like they said the insurance was gone. And I'm like, wow, you're blaming the current president for it. And it was never gone. We went in and checked immediately. And I said, how can they lie like that in front of it's like, and they're big channel people. And so you have to check for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. But my bottom line is those people that are bringing up my past and screaming it out in our comment section, the ones that are mentioning the other channels and saying, yeah, we believe him. And you were never going to support me to begin with. You're
Correct.
peeping at this today, but you weren't going to give one red dime. And the latest thing is I refuse to get on an airplane, and that I am not sick, that I have 100% this whole thing self-diagnosed, that it's not real. And that without an angiogram, there is no way to tell that I have congestive heart failure. It's not true. I'm seeing a rheumatologist for the lupus and APS. I am seeing a lung specialist, already proven that my breathing issues are due to my heart. They have been through the blood work. All of the blood work is there. And then the echocardiogram is not wrong on my heart fraction, how the blood is pumping, my cardiac output, how the blood's running through my body. The only thing the angiogram will show is how many stents or no stents at all. But I'm too sick to do that. And somehow these retarded people just don't get it. Oh, you can go and get one. Not if you can't lay flat on the table. I told you guys in January before, like when I said I was sick, I said I couldn't lay down in bed. And then we had went to the heart doctor, and all of this, my ankles are swollen, my stomach is swollen. No, this isn't a self-diagnosis where I already know medical. It's just wild. So because I do live streams, because I talk about it, and you guys see me, I can't be sick, right? So cancer patients that are losing a ton of weight, you guys don't question when you give them guys money. How about that couple where the guy ran off and his girlfriend died here, the ones that were in Makati? You all gave tons of money. Now, when I say you all, it could be anybody watching. You guys gave them thousands and thousands of dollars. She's on natural meds. We need 1,000 for this and that. You guys, just based on skinny, they never showed that she was sick, although she did die. Not once did she. So you go with that because she's skinny and she wore a turban on her head. And then because I'm fat and because I've talked bad about channels, there's no way that I could be telling the truth. Why, again, why the hell would I, over probably a total, I keep saying a total of 5,000, do this? We could have just asked for the money for whatever. Hey, we want to go to China. Hey, I need a new couch and this and that, because when we ask, you guys have helped anyways. So what would be the purpose of this? Supporting a lifestyle? So these are the same idiots. It doesn't surprise me. We know for sure one or two of the channels have been sending emails. 100%. They talk the same way on their channel. We've traced their emails. There's ways of finding this stuff out. Others talk because you guys keep talking. You don't think we don't know some of your circles and shit? So the whole thing is people, real people that have been verified have been telling us what you guys have been saying. So the whole point is that okay, just come out and say it, but why? So people will believe these lies over that. And I told George, either people are going to give or they're not. Either I live or die. It doesn't change the fact that I would still come here, call it bad planning. You can only bring so much money if that's all you have. If it was another male expat with a YouTube channel, aka some they're out in the province in a brick house, when this all comes up, you guys don't say nothing about his bad planning. You're personally attacking because of your own personal hate and just being a retard. Period. Bottom line. And to send this latest thing of Scientology and you're sending somebody to my house and that we can join. I'm like, why not, George? You know what I mean? It's like it took this person at least 10 minutes to put this together. It's like that is insane to make this type of offer. So, one second, I got to consult with Jesus here. And yes, going on a diet. I'm already on a diet. You guys can't fathom 100 pounds of water weight and that I was already a big person. You all didn't say that. I didn't hear no comments about our Philippine journey. And I'm just going to get straight to the point. He's been talking about his heart issues, how he evidently is overweight, even if it's by 20, 30, 40 pounds. It's wild how you pick on one person. I'll say it's because you're absolutely way bigger than him. It doesn't matter. This could have happened to a skinny person. I'm no less deserving than the next person for any reason. Any reason. And I already am. And if you haven't listened to me, I have cleaned the diet up. I've been cleaning my diet up. I've got all the oatmeals, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. I cook now at home and have been for the past year. Okay, just because I had the occasional donut and that's been a while. We ordered some donuts in February. February. Okay? And we didn't even finish them. I think I had one and the rest went in the freezer. It's just where it was. So give me a break on that. I If I change my diet I'm going to live. No. I'm sorry, that's not going to reverse.
You can be a completely fit person. If your heart decides to fail, your heart decides to fail.
And there's a good chance with the angiogram, it will show that I don't have clogged arteries, that my heart is
No.
just failing. There is a chance. We're aware of that. How do you know you need stents? He already said I needed open heart surgery. That was the very first thing.
Yeah.
But stents may be based on the test. That's not a guess. That's not a, we won't know until the inflammation and 100 pounds worth of fluid gets off of my body and my heart is strong enough to lay flat long enough for the angiogram. And they do know there's something wrong. They already know that my aortic valve is going bad. It is on the echo. They know there is a problem. So it doesn't change the fact if I change my diet and get on the plane because you guys are know-it-alls, that it's just miraculously I'm going to show up in America and they're going to take me straight into an emergency room and never let me go and fix everything right away. No problems. Now, if you guys didn't listen, there is no way on any flight, no Guam, no local, like nothing. I can't go anywhere because of how sick I am. I cannot go long times without oxygen. If I show up with the oxygen machine, they're going to want that certificate, period. Whether I go to Guam, Thailand, or Tampa
Right.
to Manila, because I'm thinking of a 50, 60-mile away
And a
place.
doctor's not going to fill that out unless they want to ruin their career.
There's no way. There are 3 or 4 things that could happen if I get on that plane. With the cabin pressure and with how sick I am and how my legs are solidly full of fluid, I'm going to die of a blood clot quicker than me staying here the next few months if I can live. It's a miracle. I did change my diet. I'm on new meds. I've been resting. It's probably why I'm still alive. And if I do that, I risk almost 100% blood clot. And I'm not doing it. I'm going to live here for the next few weeks and just deal with my medical. But now we're going with a new plan. I didn't want to go in a public hospital. That's where the Australian died. And evidently, we have to go through this again because there are regular people contacting me that we know. And it's like, yeah, you can't listen to these guys. It's wild. We provide the full test to these people, and that's the end of it. It's got to be a total retard. And I don't care if you're regular or not. If the shoe fits, sorry. How can you talk to your people like that? Because loyalty where? If that person believes that we're lying, then they shouldn't be watching anyways. If you're believing these other 3 or 4 channels that say, even down to saying my eating habit killed me. So what if that's all I did was eat pizza 3 times a day and nothing but donuts? That doesn't make me any less deserving than, like I said, you guys having unprotected sex 6 times a day and drinking alcohol all day, doing crack cocaine and everything. But you guys get a hall pass and I don't because you can see that I'm heavy. I've been on steroids and I have had some issues with my weight recently, like where it's been excessive and it's not been helped by the fluids and stuff. I've always been a plus size girl after I had kids, but it's just amazing. So back to the topic, I'll go through comments. If you see any that you're wanting to go through, I'm going to.
Well, here's an example. Me and Heidi were kind of excited to watch. Last night we were on YouTube, which is like the source of most lives nowadays. Other than AI. Um, there's this. I'm not gonna give details, but her video got an insane amount of views, and she's a grandma, and she's talking about how she lives on the cheap, and the budget was under
190 for the month, a month's
right.
worth of
So
groceries.
here's the thing: the issue I had was,
And she was in California too.
yeah, we
which
were
is-
we were watching it up until she started. Everything she was explaining, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Up until she showed her haul. Now, here's the thing: when she showed her entire haul at a glance,
showing each individual item wasn't a problem until we seen a whole table
until
full
we
of
saw
snacks.
the tool table, and it's technically a whole shopping cart including meat, and I'm like, lies.
Yeah, there's no way it
Lies.
costs $190.
I mean, guys, tell me how you can fill up a shopping cart for $190.
Yeah, no, she
That
had
was
all of her
difficult to
counters,
do while I was there in the U.S.
and it wasn't like the Dollar Tree. It wasn't. If you go to Aldi's, I might have until we seen the box that had like the 40 popcorns. I'm
No.
like, there's no way.
No.
She had a lot of
Lies.
items that were expensive, and it's so even she got in on this, lies being the truth and truth all for content. So understand that when these people are contacting you or that you're hearing this, they're either totally insane or they're doing it for content. Because if you look at their channel, if you're not analyzing it, then you're brain dead to begin with. There is that one main guy out there that is super fascinated with me right now, but he covers like 10 other channels. So if you're attacking a channel that has no issues and never has and never said nothing but family time, you're a dickhead. There is no reason to go after that channel. So that'll tell you. So then you just feed into it. But people would rather live on that lie than seek a truth, and they just go for it. It's insane.
Yeah, Bill says, I bet if you put a young girl in a bikini on with you and do a GoFundMe, the Simps
Pretty
on the
much,
couch
sure.
would send thousands.
If
Sad and true.
George was a 68-year-old guy and had a baby May like girl, you guys, yeah, the truth is you wouldn't even question that that person was sick. You would just, we've seen where other expats are sick. And then not only did you help with that, but you help with them build resorts, you help them get cars. Um, Speaking of simps, we are seeing that girl that belonged to the guy that was deported recently, Sim. There's thousands of views coming in for her now. So she's just carrying the baby around and grocery shopping, and you guys are losing your mind dropping stickers. And I'm like, give me a break. So it's just kind of like, I guess you're going to support who you're going to support, watch who you guys are going to watch, and some are entertaining, some are just to watch them walk around with kids on their hips, others are, everybody has their fancy. You guys want to see what we're going to say next and do next. I'd say at least half our viewers right now are just trolls and doubters. That's fine. We're going to keep talking, and I'm going to keep doing it till I die. We did plan. I don't regret coming here. I would come here again. Just till recently, yeah, I had where my knees were bad. I've got skin cancer. These are things we could afford. But I wasn't going to take and run back to America. Reapplying for George to go back was never in our plans. Me dying was never in our plans. Life changes. Life 100% changes. And this is my story. This is my testament. This is for you guys. This will go on forever. George will continue the channel when I'm gone. And people need to know that life is not perfect anywhere. There was no stopping this. People come with half the money we make each month. People come with no savings, and y'all don't say nothing about that. Why is it that the Philippines, especially, is the most toxic expat community and attack? Because if I was back in America asking for money, don't say, oh, it's because you're in a poor country asking for money. It's not Filipinos that are giving the money for the most part. This is like 90% expats, other YouTubers. It's so if I was back in America, no one would even blink an eye at what's going on. But ever since we've entered the country, it's been a total attack on the channel. You guys have only thrusted us into our 25,000 legit people. We didn't buy numbers like most channels. We didn't buy the advertisement. No. This has been a slow, painful years of no payments, just doing it because we're doing it, and we'll continue to do it. It's just amazing. There was something else that just came to mind a minute ago.
Yeah, second one says he just spent $233 at SNR on groceries yesterday, I think. Yeah, but point being, yeah.
It's insane. We know the woman's not telling the truth. She had bags.
Oh wait, sorry, it's 433. 433. Sorry.
She had
He
the
spent
pre-bags
433.
of the shredded, not lettuce, but
No,
the
it's-
cabbage. She had a couple things of cabbage. She had big blocks of cheese. This was a Walmart haul. And I'm like, aren't those currently 9, 10, 12 bucks for the
Yeah, no,
big
it's
ones?
lies.
There's
It's
no way
freaking
that
lies.
hers came up to that kind of money.
It's like
Under 200? Yeah, it was like 190, she said. And I'm like, sorry, this is a grandkid. Then there was somebody recording
when
her.
she was grabbing the canned goods one by one. There's a stack of canned goods. I'm like, okay, that could be 190. But then when she panned out and started showing us, I'm like, no, no way, no way.
Tons of cans.
No
and
way.
we know canned foods are no cheaper than $2. I almost said 200 pesos, but oh, and one other thing, that's what I wanted to make a statement. To clarify, and this did seem to be Filipinos, they said that I needed to get out of the country, that I make more money than 90% of the country. And based on our YouTube and living money being around 2,000 a month, good, thank you for the income, that there should be no problems with paying for this surgery. And that I'm like, they were like, you make a lot on YouTube. We're like, we get a few hundred a month. That doesn't, my meds are more than the YouTube money, period. And that wasn't expected, but it's keeping me alive. So it's like, and by the way, most people with serious heart issues, yes, they do have to return. My plan is once I'm well, is to return back, because I got to have the aortic valve. If they do the stents, I still have to go back for open heart surgery. I still have to make that plan to leave, because I can't continue to pay out a percentage of the money we had and expect to be okay here long term. Everything's going up. But making 2,000 a month does not get me, even if we go with the cheapest thing and I go to a public hospital, 20,000 would be the least we could deal with. I never intended to go to a public hospital, but with my leg looking like it's going to fall off and green pus coming out of it, yeah, I'm kind of changing my tune right now. It doesn't matter if there's no AC. It doesn't matter if they're half trained. Public hospitals are not known for good stuff here, but there are a lot of good ones too. So I don't want to die like that Australian guy. That was horrible. The treatment he got out in the province hospital, the public, was really bad. He had to pay for the individual tramadols, or they didn't give him anything. Everything they did, they were charging him for. Now, I was telling George when we go in, we're taking a black crate worth of stuff, because I've got big things of gauze. I've got the saline. I've got, the band-aids that are meant to go on pressure sores because of this being an ulcer. I'm taking all that in, because if you don't, they're going to get it inside the hospital. Sometimes they've got their public one, and then sometimes they've got Watson's, like AUF. They'll send George down there to go get the equipment. It's not even a joke, and they charge you beyond what the United States does. So you have to keep tabs on with no insurance. So part of it will be paid, because a half a million pesos towards the heart, and then the stay. We'll have to pay for the private room, but the whole point is there's no. It would take us, and we are currently saving. It would take, even at 1,000 a month, we're still talking about 20 months to get our foot through the door. So we're going to try to go in and try to treat the inflammation and other things, and try to go in and take care of the bite before I lose my leg. Because it's officially went from the bite. That's not what the issue is anymore. It was healing. It just bottomed out because there's no circulation in my body. So, and I am moving every day. I try to sit still unless I'm sleeping. I'm laying down resting, and then when I remember I have to do something, I jump up out of bed. So I'm always moving. It's just, it's not like I'm sitting in a wheelchair and not moving at all, like with a catheter in me or something. So some of the statements are warranted. Everybody isn't going to get bounced for making suggestions on my weight and everything, and doing this for the lupus, and shouldn't have been on steroids. And it's a lot easier said than done. So,
Yeah. Robert Goodson says George will fall down the stairs for you.
holy shit, fuck, man. Pardon me, you're going to get a little language here. George fell down the stairs last night, and I had nothing to do with it. We shit you not. I forgot about that. I didn't forget, but I bet you didn't. So tell him what happened. He went down the stairs last night. So I'll tell you part of it. I told George that the unit upstairs, they've got the other part of our AC upstairs, the box itself, and it's got to be cleaned once a month. The dust gets on it, dirt, somehow
The
cat hair,
condenser, yeah.
and it's got to be cleaned. So the AC, the humidity almost made it 100 degrees at 8 o'clock last night. It was reading 99 outside. Oh, hell no. We couldn't figure out why I'm sitting here sweating. George is sweating. And he went upstairs, and all of a sudden he came down, and take it from there. So what happened, George? The stairs are narrow. It's the way that it kind of pies off, like there's a thin square. It's weird how it look. Them spiral staircases, and at certain angles, it looks like there's a half a step. That's what our steps look like.
Well, what it is, it's what do you call it? In the U.S., when a stairs, you normally stairs
Good morning, Scott.
go up, and then halfway there's a level,
Good
and
morning,
then it
Ray.
turns, and then it goes up again. Here they don't. It goes down, and then it turns. So when it turns, the steps are narrow, because you're obviously making little smaller steps to make that turn, and That's where I slipped on the one of those little.
He, you guys, I almost got
Yeah,
my wish that he was going with me to heaven.
right.
And he did. I was laying in the bed and he came down. He's like, "Oh, I heard this thump, 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 thump," and he came through because there's a curtain dividing because we have the AC. He comes sliding through it. He hit the cabinet that was at the bottom that had our little
Diffusers.
humidifier
Yeah.
diffuser that's got like lemon oil in it, and he hit that. It dropped to the floor. By the time I jumped up, I almost fell because I can't, just my legs are unsteady. And he's like, "No, sit down, sit down." But I heard him hit hard. You, babe, you almost took the big step to the sky there. But that's wild. You said, "Oh man, I finally fell down the stairs." Well, be careful, George.
Yeah, Robert Gooden says George fell down the stairs and you did not video it.
I know.
Wow, that would have been worth a million views.
I know. Rob said, "I didn't think you could get Phil Health as an expat. You can. This changed in 2017, I believe, just a couple years before the pandemic. There's no reason that I won't get an approval. They're not going to go by pre-existing. I only have to prove my permanent residency, which is also in doubt right now by a lot of people. And that just a clean passport and shows that we're a resident here. So we can, we just show like all my information on my immigration shows this address. So that's it. So it usually for a Filipino, like George will have to apply different. If he applies, then it's probably going to be around 8,000 pesos by himself. They used to put people on a plan, but and I think there might be, and I'm not sure about this. They said that if a Filipina, see, George doesn't already have a plan, then they can add them. But when we asked them direct, they said no, expats have to totally apply by themselves. So I'm going to go by what the Phil Health people said, and George has to physically go in and apply. So yes, you have to be a permanent resident, not just carrying an ACR card because you guys have been in the country as tourists. It doesn't work like that either. And here's the thing, if you have any work done in the Philippines, this is what I'm to understand so far from people that have been to the hospitals and what we've been checking out. You can still go to a public hospital and pay half the amount. There are good hospitals in Manila and in Angel City. You have to watch which ones. Some care is better than none. I believe these expats that are dying in like Cebu and everything were just too stubborn to go, too afraid to go, too prided, because you may have to, depending on what rooms are available, you may have to sit in the room with like 20 people. Looks like a college dorm. It looks like when there's a tornado or a hurricane in Florida, the whole stadium filled with beds. It's kind of like that, or like you've seen back in the wars and stuff. You may have to deal with that type of treatment and be with a bunch of people, but you're going to get treatment. There are more free clinics than you guys know. All my specialists that would cost me 200 or 300 a visit or a $50 copay. It's probably even 600. I'm just guesstimating here. It's at least a $50 copay on Medicare with the assistant. That I'm still paying $20 or less for these visits. So don't be afraid to use the system. Make sure whatever insurance, if you're bringing your insurance with you from America, you're going to pay up front. If they're bringing Aetna or something, they're usually, unless you show up at one or two hospitals here, most of them will take it as the payment, but you have to pay either a large amount down until they're paid or you have to pay it all up front. And the same with the insurances here, even the big ones, you have to actually pay up front. So you have to know the system. I would still say don't not come, but if you start off with diabetes and a bunch of blood pressure medicines and all that, then I would say stay at home because you can run into not getting your medicines. Not all medications available. George has had to order. We've had to only get 10 pills at a time in a big city. So you have to check out what's good for you. If you're getting a bunch of other injections and you have to have a bunch of Crohn's disease medicine, sorry guys, these are major, major, major issues that you're spending, and the amount for meds on some things are US prices. So you can't Yeah, you can't risk some things, but you have to look into it. You have to balance that, hey, things are too expensive in the US. You don't want to deal with things politically. You can't deal with the lies. You can't deal with all the programs being cut. Then, yeah, maybe coming to the Philippines and getting the hell out of there would be your best bet. We were on a 50-50. We didn't like what was going on in the pandemic. The government was flipping upside down. We knew we were coming to the Philippines. We knew it would cost us 25 to 50% less than what we were paying there. And we knew it would be the right thing. So you just have to balance the medical. Yeah, Scott was in the house. I didn't say it out loud. Harry is in the house.
Hey, Harry. Ray says, not
America
sure if
is
you
great.
can try soaking in warm water for 20 to 30 minutes. For the
Can't.
circulation in
Right.
your legs.
Okay. So here's the thing. Until I restore, because of the congestive heart failure and how bad I'm retaining water and leaking on a daily basis, and because of my condition, the doctor said no compression. So we can't compress it like it needs to control the ulcer. Because if we squeeze off compression, it cuts the blood flow into the leg and tries to push the blood the other direction and fluids or whatever. So you can't do that. You can't soak the ulcer because of the bacteria, and you can't keep it that wet. Anything, even the salt water soak or the vinegar salt, or like people recommend the iodine and peroxide, you can't do it. It breaks the tissue down quicker. So we cannot soak this type of wound. When I go in the hospital, they're going to do the exact same thing I'm doing now. I flush it direct in the hole with solution of saline solution, which is salt water, but I've bought the sterilized one. And all I can do is dry it and put the pressure bandages that have a certain chemical. And now we have a specific cream that goes on there. So it's meant for burns, ulcers, and it's going to try to heal it. Now, when it started yesterday, the closest thing that I was also recommended was this, which is Manuka. I call it Manuka. It is a medical grade honey. It When I had my spider bite that went all the way down to the bone after about a week, they after I left the hospital after a month, it just wasn't healing. It got about halfway and there was still a deep thing. We were stuffing it with gauze every day. There's like iodine strip gauze that goes down in there. It wasn't working, and we were looking at it getting infected again. We started putting honey direct from the hive and everything with a bunch of herbs and stuff in there, and that's what caused me to heal. It is a practice of using honey, and I had for the last couple days, and then when I put this in there yesterday, it did slow down the burning, the pins and needles. I told George it felt like little ants in there eating. That's what it feels like. I do not feel that today. So this is good. When I go in, that's all they're going to do. They're going to flush it out, and they're probably not even going to put meds on it, but they will put me on another IV of a different antibiotic. I'm on two of them right now, and they're going to get the excessive fluid out. They're going to put me, there's medicines you cannot get by pill. And so, it would be worth the trip, but it's going to practically wipe out the medical funds. We're aware of that. It's a big gamble that we just go in to clear that up. It's only temporary bandage for a few more months if we do it. But I told George it's either die now from infection and being in fluid overload and it being hard on my heart and have a heart attack in the middle of the night, or we're just dealing with, you know, so it is a gamble because it's going to take practically every dime to stay in there. We could be in there 1 week. We could be in there 3 weeks. It will add up quick, even with the insurance. They only pay, what does PhilHealth pay, like 20%, or they pay a $500,000 towards the
20,
procedure.
20%,
Yeah. So besides that, it is minimal, but it's worth the getting the insurance. I'm just trying to read through here.
Yeah, Larry says, I'm just on blood pressure meds and Cialis. How hard is it to get it there? Cialis, I just looked. That's what I was on my phone. Um, Now I've heard before I looked at my phone. I've heard that it is here. But
Good
since now I looked in the
morning.
phone, yes, it's verified. For example, Watson's. I only looked at one store. I'm pretty sure other stores have it. Watson's has it for depending, like a 20 milligram is like 1,000 pesos, pretty much. But you can get the generic one, which is like 400 pesos. So no, it does exist here. Yeah,
Yeah, about $10. What is it? Probably 20 in the US, 20, $30. I don't know what
right.
those pills
Now,
are.
for those of you who aren't aware, Cialis is a lot like Viagra. It is used for
Heart conditions. They talked
yeah,
about putting
ED,
the
but its real purpose is really for heart conditions. Yes.
Yes, it always was. Larry says, George, why don't you drive a bus or get a job here? I mean, I know that's not what he said, but we had people ask the last time. I've been answering for you, so you're here today. People, that's been another thing,
Well, that's okay. First off, you don't go to the Philippines to get a job,
even as a Filipino.
even as a Filipino.
That's why there are
Second,
exports.
in order for me to get a full time job, would be a shot in the foot for several reasons. One, I will make less than what I'm already making now, talking to you guys.
Yeah, there he's making more at the YouTube than he
Right.
would.
Yeah, and then, like Heidi says, she needs to get somebody to help her out, like pay somebody.
I can't.
It
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense. It's kind of like
and it's not cheap. Some are like, oh, well, you can let somebody live with you for 50. It's going to be about 15,000. George will be lucky to make 15,000. I
yeah.
bet the bankers in the bank right now are not making probably but
All right.
20,000.
Think
So
of
it
it
doesn't.
like in the U.S. If you ever at one point in time in your life, hopefully you did. Let's say you had a
Yeah, and
wife and a
everything's still
baby.
going on that you're only 50.
Yeah,
You
you
can
had a
work.
wife and a baby, and then you have to. You have your wife has a choice. Does she go get a job to
God,
pay for the baby,
like it right now in the United
or she just
States,
stays home and takes care of the baby herself?
which right now
It's no
they
different than that.
showed a couple, their one kid was going to be 2,200 a month at daycare and the baby was even more. How are we going to pay 4,000 for a daycare center? Like things have just gotten out of control on prices. So it's the same thing. He came back and says you're only 50, you can get a job. Au contraire, this is the
Oh
Philippines.
yeah, that's another thing.
Over
Yeah,
the age of 25, you're old here.
yeah. Over the age of 25 year old, over 30, you're pretty much unemployable.
Yes.
The only way you would get a job over 30 if you already got the job before you were 30.
Why do you think so many of them are out collecting like bottles or working for themselves? Or if they own the jeepneys and stuff, okay, maybe. But I'm not having George out there for $20 and me paying somebody $20 to come take care of me. Why? And then to totally, I mean, I get I'm doing the live streams, he's doing videos, but how would we, George does a lot of the answering of the comments and there's a lot more behind the YouTube than that. It doesn't make any
And then
sense.
let's go on that. Let's play the game. What I mean is
We know this person making the comment can
well
be
well
legit,
well
but
this
it's
this is why I'm talking about. Let's play the game. Let's say I did go out and go
makes
get a
sense.
job, and let's say we did say okay, it's worth it. Okay, then you have your other thing. The people you that goes into your house, can you trust them?
Oh God.
Okay, even in the U.S. doesn't matter. Can you trust the babysitter? Um,
Well, here's the thing. We have the ability to not. Even if George got an American job right now and could make the money, it would take forever. I get there like, I was just thinking about that we have the ability for you being we built the YouTube channel. We have the ability being we have some income coming in that's permanent. But to shoot ourselves in the foot and bring a total stranger in here to do everything, being I am practically bedridden, just doesn't make any sense. It would, and you can't have someone you need as a nurse. You can have them cook and clean and do all these things. I get it. But
And that's assuming if they show up.
yes, yep. And then you get into the legalities of hiring.
And again, this has nothing to do with Philippines. Same thing in the US.
You can
You
hire them
can
under
hire
the
somebody and they
table.
decide not to show up.
So you can hire from an agency, the price is really going to go up. And if you hire them, you got to give them all these extra benefits or they're going to turn you into Phil Health. They put you in a whole nother strain. So the whole thing is as much as you guys say that our channel is just lying and there's an excuse for everything, it's not an excuse. We just know what's going on. Why is knowing something and don't have to follow people, let them get a job right away. Okay, I'm glad you thought about that. We never thought about you getting a job. We never thought
And
over the years of getting, of course we have. When the money started getting low and when I wanted bigger ticket items, I told George to go work and we balanced it before I was sick. And it's like, yeah, no,
yeah, and
because it's just even online jobs, go get an online job. It's like it's easier said than done, like I said in the previous live stream. Like you guys thinking that it's okay for me to get on a plane, you're insensitive. What makes you think that if I'm crying in pain all day and barely making it to the bathroom that I can make bare minimally a 30-hour trip back to America? It's like even the pain levels are unacceptable. I will do it to save my life, but then add in that I'm supposed to. People told me to forget about my oxygen too, just go. And even if you don't think I need oxygen and all of that, they're still going to know I'm sick. I'm still going to need the wheelchair. I'm still going to be hobbling up to the desk. It's like there's no way I'm getting around this. It's just some people are just outright insensitive.
right. And also, just so you guys know, a lot of people you aren't aware of this. Here in the Philippines, just like Mexico, when you hire somebody in, you're actually supposed to feed them. So if they show up,
You do look like Bigfoot. Sorry.
wait, yeah, when they show up for breakfast time, I mean, if their shift starts, you're supposed to feed them breakfast. If they hit lunch, then you have to feed them lunch. If dinner hits, you have to feed them dinner. Now, you could say, well, I don't have to. You don't have to. You're right. But guess what?
Okay, so did you?
SM, the big company, they do that. And what I'm saying is,
That's
well,
not
no,
the
no, no,
breaking point. You're
no,
bringing
no.
up feeding them as an extra thing. Yeah, you there's other
I
things.
I know that, but I'm just making a little tiny point that you're supposed to feed the help, and if you don't, there's a chance they're not going to show up for you at all
Okay, so I have.
because they can work for somebody who will. And block them.
Yeah. So yeah. So this is what I mean, moderators. And I'm going to make an example. We take on questions. We'll answer stupid ones. We will go in because we want you to hear it because other channels are saying this, so they come in. That guy went from saying hello to why can't George drive a bus? By the way, someone came in and said the last thing, same thing. He can drive a bus. He can make $10. He can make $20. I knew it was the same person. Then he came in and called George a bum. We're not going to tolerate that. So it's you come in as trolls and you slow play it, but we don't give a fuck. I want to answer your dumb asses, your retard asses. You're a retard. You're a retard. Most of you, most of you saying this are Americans, British, not even here. You'll never come here. Why you're so fascinated with vloggers in the Philippines, I have no idea. I guess it's just a dream of yours. So now you think it's easy for people to come in. It would just be that easy because I'm dying that George can just instantly get a job and that's going to solve minimally a $20,000 to $40,000 bill. It's not. Then you guys are saying that we can get billed. Same people, same guys, same category, same retards. We're going to answer you and then you're going to get blocked. Go create another account, come in with the same thing. You are who you are, retard. That's exactly what you are. No, you do look like Bigfoot. Chewbacca. Yeah, they thought you were
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Robert Goodson says people don't understand that the Philippines is a third world country, and even doctors and lawyers
Make
make 20,000
nothing.
a year.
Maybe. And that's a big maybe. So they're making, I think if some of them are making 60,000 pesos a month. Now, if you're into a specialty or something and you're in Manila, these monies can go up. But for somebody to make, like, let's say 1,000 US a month and they're making 50, 60,000 pesos, that's a high earner here. And doctors are being paid pennies. And if they're just doing clinics, same thing, they're making pennies. It's insane. So I'm not losing George as my main support and somebody here with me all the time to actually have him go make 10, 20, 30 bucks a day tops. It just doesn't make any sense. Because then that would make I would just go nuts. I would get up and start doing everything. And I try to do what I can, but then I'd be forcing myself to stand and do laundry and do things that are going to lessen my life right now. Hold on.
Vlogging Life says, Chaka from the land of the law.
Sarah saying hello to the room. Hey, hey, Sarah. Speaking of channel, you all should watch my channel. Yep, watch it, man.
I don't post, he says.
Oh, yeah, right. Trigger warning are stupid, the things that kids say, and they need to have a trigger warning. They can grow up and join the world. It's bad to get used to it. Yeah, and some people just never do. And these are grown men. Everyone that's starting shit is over 50 and 60 years old. And that's the wild part. I mean, that's the wild part. What part of butthurt did these guys get to carry on about our careers or to focus their channels on us or to, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. But it does to them, I guess, and that's what counts. But they're not changing nothing.
Joke's on you. We'll be in Tom Cruise's private jet soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me put that. Let me read what's going on. So the whole deal is we've been offered by Tom Cruise 80,000, him and his people. We know he's not all the Scientology, but some retard sent one of his regular emails again that they are going to make an offer to us that basically we can't refuse. And they call themselves Alpha Luke, which is weird. Heidi, I hope this finds you well. I had a thought, but it's something I didn't want to put on blast to the trolls. Okay, but then he says troll is shit. It's like Alpha Luke, but then he signs it a different name. So, Tom, I'm a part of a small core group who fundraises for these types of needs. I'm the Church of Scientology. And it's like, what do you mean a small group? Scientology's been around for a while. If you like and are open to being a member with us, there are different levels and classes and everything, and to secure your future. If you let me know, I can have a fellow brother come over to your house, and I can, and get started first. But first, you're going to have to pay around 3,000 to us. Again, that's what I've been saying is available out of the GoFundMe. Then he said for the membership, you need to sign a $1 billion contract and pay us this over the years. $1 billion. Then he says that I can secure you an $80,000 loan and that we're going to give you this money. All you got to do, Heidi, is 20 hours a week with the church. This is it for now. Get a hold of me. I can come over, Tom. And it's like, WTF? Like we would buy that, like we would join that. And what makes you think that it's even viable?
Sounds legit.
Sounds legit. Yeah, 1 billion. That's all we would owe for 80,000. Sounds like a good trade. Fucking idiots. And so, what brainless twit, I better watch the words. I've already said enough cuss words. I almost said it, didn't I? What brainless twit would actually take the time to write it? What one would think we would fall for it? Which one would actually write that? And then they use their famous proton emails, which means they're a coward. You can't reply. Why would a real Scientologist not use their actual information? Proton is used by trolls and people trying to hide where their emails and areas are from. If you don't do it, then we know how to track. Okay, so we initially, by some dark trolls, like 2 years ago, that's all they used was Proton. So it kind of tells us where you're coming from. Either way, the same person has just went on in other emails. And ask your celebrity friends for money. See, they rolled with something from a that I mentioned years ago, that when I worked at Home Shopping Network, which was the main studio at the time, that I did know celebrities. Never said we were best friends, never said we went out to lunch, but they roll with this punch. Oh, well, you said you knew him personally and that you were out with them and you can get money from them. And it's like, what kind of brainless twit actually took where I said that I met them at the studio? They were in there all the time. I did talk to Lionel Richie all the time. I did speak to Sylvester Stallone and his wife. So
It's kind of like,
it's didn't
if
say they were my best friends.
right, if you're at a certain location that you frequent, for example, the McDonald's girl across the counter, if you meet that girl somewhere else, you won't remember them for the life of you.
Yeah,
It's
it
the same
didn't.
thing.
Right, because it was an open studio and our
Right.
offices were right there. So it's wild because this person went as far as to say that I never worked there. I never did this. They're dictating me and George's lives in full lies. Criminal shit, fucking personal life, how many kids, that I've abandoned young children, different cities we've lived in. They go in there and I'll give you all my bank if you actually stop lying. Same person. I will. It's crazy. Still coming from the same protons, or some are actually giving their emails. So it's like it did happen. I was a nurse. I did nurse. They try to say that I just cleaned bathrooms at the nursing homes, and it was nursing homes. No, I worked at a neurological center in Missouri. So give me a break. You can't change what me and George already know. I just like to talk about it because, again, you're a twit. You're a twit. You're not getting me deported. You're not getting me medically bounced. You are not getting me out of seeing Rafi Tulfa. We've already been threatened with that too. Oh, I know Rafi, and you're not getting on the show. Oh, okay. Okay. That's the end of it. Oh, he'll never see you because you're fat. And it's like, no, it's probably one of the reasons he might is so he has a freak show. So the whole point is if Rafi doesn't do it, it's because you're supposed to go to the studio physically. The ones that get on within a few weeks have to stand in line for hours and actually get in. And even then, like George said, there's a good chance we won't. So it's like it has nothing to do with making a request. We are realistic that we're going to have to go into a public hospital and deal with what money we have than him helping. But we're still going to ask, but you ain't got no power here, man. You having me deported has been said for 5 years. You saying that I don't have proper status here, you have no control of. You have nothing until the day you see it done. And even then, you'll claim you did that. You're not. You had no power here, so be gone. Be gone and keep running your mouth, you drunk old man. Go and be gone with your lies and dreams and play a few songs in your head that you're getting somewhere. That just means your lives are absolutely pathetic, that you're picking on a dying woman or a woman that has done something with their life while you sit on the couch. It doesn't matter if I'm still sitting on a couch. At least I've traveled the world, been to different countries. I've done everything. You name it, me and George have done it. But somehow you guys can't fathom that George had a good running business for over 10 years, that George has been successful, that we were able to afford things. We knew we were giving up a bunch to come to the Philippines, but we didn't need a bunch to be here. We needed each other. Ain't that right, Jesus? That's pretty much the bottom line. George didn't even question shutting everything down, taking his personal savings, which that's what the 60,000 was, and we left. We didn't even look back. And so, short of me being sick, still wouldn't actually change any of this. Not going to go back around and say, I wish I didn't. No, I wait here day in and day out. George hates when I say that, I'm just waiting to die. It's a day to day thing. Who knows? I'm going to hold on to hope until there is no hope, until this hope is gone. So it's, people are idiots. Sorry, people are idiots. Points there are millions who took the jab. It has been proven it did not work. And now many, yeah, they have health issues. I did not. Due to my autoimmune, George did. That's probably what's wrong with him. You could take that beard off, babe. You want to take at least the beard off and do your Ricky face?
I'm all right.
I think it's driving me nuts. I want to see your face with just the hair. I guess you can leave it on. It's got to be hot. I can see your.
Oh no, I'm all right. Robert says, hey, he's not a retard. He's just special, and took the little yellow bus to school.
Yeah, so did I at one point, but shit. Hey Heidi, have you had a cardiogram thing? That's what we've been. I had
Yes,
an echocardio, yes, and
yes.
this is a very good mapping of, all the breakdowns. I was going to have you get the red
She
folder.
had an X-ray. She had an echocardiogram, and guys, blood works nowadays. They can tell everything wrong with
Gas and
you.
everything, yeah.
They can
So,
tell everything wrong with you with that thing.
and there's a good chance, the guy wasn't wrong when he said, well, until you get that, they don't know how many stents or even if you need stents. You're right. I could just have a bad heart, period. And there's a good chance. Why? Because based on the test, my current cardiologist probably already knows that it may not be clogged. So he said it might or might not, and stents would work if we can get the inflammation down. So it's not self diagnosing. He said until we get everything down and you get that test, we won't know whether you're having open heart or whether you're getting stents. May not even be able to get stents. So never said it was all, if people have been watching us from the beginning, I told George, I said, there's a good chance that it could be one or the other. And that people don't watch the whole thing. So I can't be mad when someone comes in and asks a question. Now, when they turn stupid, then we know they're trolling. But I should take the patience and ask them without saying, oh, why are you asking this now? George told me a long time ago, yeah, a lot of people don't watch from the very beginning or haven't. So they're just dropping in. And I got to remember that. So, yeah, it's very well possible. But if you're in doubt, then go look up if that is true. And it is true. I have proven I'm inflamed. The testing, I can feel that, and I can't lay flat. If you can't lay flat, you can't get this test done, period. This is not just a little Doppler you run over. They got to make an incision in my arm and stick a wire camera thingy up my arm, and they have to shoot dye through me. If I can't lay down long enough to have this done, then it's not happening. I cannot lay flat. I just tried it again. And it wasn't even mid afternoon, or it's the further the day gets, the more my body fills with fluids, and the water pills I'm taking all day gets that out. It's a really bad balance. So we won't know anything. Hey, good morning, Pat. What is going on? Well, without the trolls, it doesn't give me a chance to address some things. Trolls only drive me to talk more and be harder about it because I know the truths. I do find some of it to be irritating. Who wouldn't? There's not one celebrity, all of them have it. Everybody has the trolls. It just means you made it. We've had them from the very beginning. and it's when we did nothing but help. But they came in and talked about George. They talked about our bodies. They talked about how disgusting and how older I was than George. And it's like they were just going to find something, and that's more power to them. But when it goes personal and these guys go personally hard, like for family members, pretending to be family members, applying, putting shit online, and they even try to do application shit in our names. Like they'll apply like we're applying for something here in the Philippines. They even give our email and the shit will show up. And it's like, yeah, we didn't do that. So they're going too far. They're doing anything to be seen and that they want people to know. Like the one guy has gone to several people, and it's like, yeah, our people aren't going to fall for that. Even if it was true, why do they care that we're lying about our careers or if we both did have criminal past? If, and I'm saying if, that would matter to somebody that happened 30 years ago. It doesn't, because the people you're contacting know everything anyways. So it doesn't matter. So it's so brainless and pointless that it's sad. This person has been abandoned. Whoever's doing this has got a sad, alcoholic, druggy life. Something's went bad in his childhood. This is a guy that no longer has their spouses around. Their kids aren't coming around. They've run everybody off. And they are so full of hate. They're mad because I have George and George has me. We both take care of each other. We complete each other. We're real. We're not hiding what's going on. And that even making it to the Philippines is still making it more than your ass sitting there in the corner of your house in a basement somewhere talking shit. And you can't stand that. So after this, we'll get a bunch more and they'd like repeat the same retarded shit. Heidi, don't you know your situation better than you? Yeah. I mean, remember, you always have more money when someone else counts it for you. Amen. That's just it. And since when does just making it in life, what was we saying about people being broke or something? These guys pretend like they had money. Oh, you're only making 2,000 a month and you didn't have savings. These are same broke ass bitches back in America that wasn't even able to make rent. Period. These are the same guys that had zero assets taking a bus back and forth places. We had bunches of cars. We had 2 locations we were living in. We had a full apartment furnished and a full 2-story house in Florida with a swimming pool out back. The whole point is it's like, just because we're struggling now does not mean the whole struggle. And just because it can happen to a lot of people, you can be up at the top of the stack or whatever, like gambling, and then you're down at the bottom. It happens more often than not. And only real people know that. It has nothing to do with how much money we have, what my past was, what my careers was, that I talked about Mark Thornton, which we never fucking went hard on him. That means that I deserve to die. You send emails saying, I hope you die. Personally, this one person that's been doing it has outright said, I hope you die. It's like, where do you come up with talking about my careers down to you wish I would die? It doesn't make any sense. So
No, and again, these that do these types of people that you guys encounter that do this to you, they're worse off than you are.
good more. No, they always are.
They
And
hate their
they're
lives, and
jealous.
that's why they do this.
They're jealous. They're jealous that I'm married to George as a Filipino. They're jealous that I do, as a bitchy woman, take care of George. I still bring him his coffee. I still make him smoothies and bring him everything. I still, no matter how sick I am, George is like, you need to go lay down. And so I can't help myself. I love him. He loves you. And they just can't get over that. They can't get over that we made it to the Philippines. We had the balls to pull the trigger, and you got hairless little fucking nuts. Little teeny squirrel nuts, motherfuckers. Sorry, Victoria, that I'm cussing. It just got old.
Robert Goodson says, I still owe Columbia House for tapes and records. It's how I built up my vinyl
Empire.
collection.
There it is. Give me some skin on that. True story. We all did that. You ain't a nobody if you didn't do that shit. What's the other one that used to be able to send
Finger
away? Finger Hut used to send you
Finger
stuff
Hut.
for free. And yeah, hell yeah. I'm one of those people. What if I did have a left behind credit card? Like people are like, oh my God, she's got tons of bills that supposedly I have warrants and I won't go home for that reason. But that is where you guys are believing the lies is truth and truth is lies. And that means you have little nuts like a squirrel. Because if you're following that a bill is keeping me from returning when I'm losing my leg, you're a fucking idiot. Why would I lose my leg over a warrant? I will sit up in prison smiling over shit if I do, and that's where I'm going. Over losing my leg? Bitches, you got me all twisted. Heidi will sit up and do time like I'll get out, and I will run that place, even with a bad heart. I will get free medical and instant medical at that point. It doesn't make any sense. Only those that use their brain would know what would be better over what. Why would I hide from a debt? Heidi's had debt over the years. It's been a rough goddamn life. I didn't have a silver spoon. I wasn't some rich doctor or husbands taking care of me. We were working class. Period. It doesn't make any sense that they would, this doesn't make any sense. Let's see. You have donuts in the freezer. What? Wow. Yeah, no, it was crazy. No, we had to freeze them, and it's just where it is. I wasn't going to let them go bad because not Dunkin' Donuts. It's Krispy Kreme. It's 600 pesos for a dozen of their fancy ones. That's $13 here in the Philippines.
If
Like,
you
yeah, we're
freeze
not.
them, you can eat them later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just common sense. Second one says, "Hey George, the sea monkeys are in the mail today.
Mm.
Remember those?
That's a disappointment. I had no idea they were just rehydrated brine shrimp in there. They're just
brine
floating
shrimp,
around.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how they come back alive though.
Well,
How
they're,
is
they're
it?
eggs. They're eggs.
Oh, is that what it
They're
is? I
eggs,
thought they just
yeah.
rehydrated and was just floating
No,
in
they're
there.
eggs.
Daniel, good morning. Heidi and George, it's been a long time since I've been here, and I'm sorry for that. You know what? We discussed the other day, one of our regulars wasn't wrong for saying that I keep talking about my health and that we are going over this stuff. But then this same guy sent another email pretending basically to be Tom Cruise. At the beginning in the email, he called himself Alpha something. And then in the end, he called himself Tom. So being Tom Cruise is in there, he didn't even sign out how. And I'm like, yeah, we would just, it's wild. It's just wild what's going on. And the only thing that personally affects me is what George and his family think and my own personal family. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's been a struggle with my family. I'm going to tell you that right now because very disappointing once you leave the United States. If your family was toxic or had problems before or not close knit, which is one reason that I didn't have a problem with leaving, is because they were too busy in their own lives. How many of you guys have kids and family that have no time for you, especially when you're near your retirement years? Mine didn't. I had to go hunt them down. Secondly, they're not going to appreciate you leaving because I was somebody's asset at some point. So, in other words, they were having me run them around, or they were needing me for money, or they were needing me to just be nearby for stuff. And sorry, I wasn't there for someone's personable pleasure at that point, or because, so I know they watch this, but currently the people have been better friends to me and our viewers than lately my family. Now, there are a lot of lies out there. People have created accounts. They've hunted my people down on Facebook. They've created names and they've come in and they've said, oh, well, Heidi's kids are not talking. Heidi's kids were abandoned. No, these are 37-year-old children, guys. Give me a break. But they're making up that they're my sisters. They've created accounts based on their names. Oh, well, she's got a lot of problems. And the same troll is now creating accounts and all of their names and coming in pretending to be me. And then he comes around and says, see, it's all true because her sisters are saying it's true. No, my sisters are crazy. I've told you that. I flat out told you these sisters, if they are, that's not, it's not their account. I've seen these messages on there. I've seen people go with that. That's not their real YouTubes that they watch on. That's not their email information. So it's like you guys are idiots. Now I do know they're crazy, two of them anyways. But I've got 7 brothers and sisters. So which ones are you talking about? Whole point is the family's not going to support you, and people are like, "Well, why won't you get all your money from 'em?" Because none of them are rich either. Daughter's a school teacher, son is in also in the medical field, in the x-ray field, and a security guard. He's almost 7 foot tall. He's a really big guy, like really big. Looks just, doesn't he look just like me now with this haircut? It's kind of scary. And the whole point is they don't have the money either. And I've had it out with them too. So it's very, you will know who your people are. You will know what YouTube channels stuck around, because the ones that have been along with us, there's been good and bad with some, and they still have been around. It doesn't matter if I thought things weren't right on their channels over the years or recently, or that wouldn't stop me from sending money to them or saying, hey, you can come stay here. Almost every YouTuber I've talked about, good or bad, I would still let them stay here. If they were in town and said, hey, I don't have the money for a hotel, being as we know them, I'd let them stay here. Even the trollish ones, because I know that's not really how they are. It's just content. But the ones that literally try to get me deported or physically hurt or stop the money, then of course not. So it's just off, guys. It really is. And sadly, your family could be at the bottom of supporting you in any manner. You can't rely on the US government to help under the embassy. You cannot rely on the Philippine government to help. You cannot rely on anybody but yourself, but it doesn't hurt to help or to ask for the help. What did that guy say today? If you ask, that's all you can do. You're asking. It takes a lot more nerves than your little rat nuts of talking nonsense. So me asking makes me 10 times more the man than you'll ever be. Period. It takes a lot of nerve to do what I'm doing right now and putting myself even more out there. We could have pulled the plug on this weeks ago. But then what? That leaves the trolls to say, I knew we would get her shut down. And, it would just leave them for a hurrah. And then it stops any other funds that covers $300 a month in meds or covers anything else that's been coming in. And now we're in that desperate race because of this leg. So, no, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep talking shit. I'm sitting here, my leg's in pain. It does hurt my chest when I talk. But I told George, what people think I'm just going to lay in that bed and not move at all per doctor's orders, to just sit there so I don't have a heart attack, or and then people said they thought I was angry too, and or that I needed to calm myself. And I'm like, oh yeah, no guys, as soon as this is over, we watch our shows, we cook something to eat. The life goes on. I'm not sitting around and, oh, they said I was stressed, that they could help me. And that's not a troll. That was someone being serious. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not stressed. Everybody dying, and with the other things going on, of course there's worries, but it's not running me. I have medication for that too. I mean, so it's no, if you were dying too with no ability to be able to go in now, and you were dealing with the pain level of a 12 every day, there's not one person not affected that's dying of cancer or has these heart issues or knowing they could be dead any day. Who wouldn't be stressed knowing their heart could stop every day? Today could be my last day with Jesus here. Who knows? How you doing? Can I get a kiss? That's kind of sexy, man. That's tickling your nose. You got that up your nose. Here, take the beard off now officially, please. I just want to see without your beard now. So it's
kind of
stuck behind your.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. All right. I can't believe the other channels because I don't watch them. Well, here's the thing. Most of our people don't, but what they're doing is they're tagging themselves. They're going way out to make people know it. Some of them are even contacting our personal people, like somehow how they're getting their emails, like they're tracing them down on Facebook, and it's weird. So it's they're trying hard to be seen, But I know anybody who cares just wouldn't care. So, yeah, I don't know what that one was. So, one second. Yeah, we're just reading some strange comments. Yeah, if they were
I saw it
strange,
earlier. It didn't make sense to
it
me
didn't
either.
make any sense. So, vlogging live 6 times a day. Yeah, we're probably behind. Let's see, 7:29. Yeah, that was almost an hour ago. I'm irregular. Who has sex 6 times a day? I owned a donut shop for 2 years. Never had one again. Yeah, that's a lot of work. People don't realize you're up at like 3, 4 in the morning. And yeah. Oh, there's the 26,000. George fell down the stairs. No, it is absolutely true. I've been to the Middle East. I've been to Europe. I've been to Canada. I've now been in Mexico, and never once have I seen such a toxic group, expats that are in the YouTube genre or not, than I have here. Even the ones that aren't are a trip, that aren't on YouTube. They are so quick to, we're just not talking about, hey, there's a 40-year age gap, look at him. No, brutal, brutal, mostly finances. Have you not found that finances seem to be the main? I've got more money than you. Oh my God, he's building a brick house. He's so damn poor. He's scum. He must be this. And they just put all this shit on these guys. It's weird. It's weird how people, and it's like, your ass is broke back in America. What are you talking about? And they can't even prove it. I would like some of these bigger people that talk shit to prove their finances. Just because you arrive with a camera in a fancy hotel doesn't mean you're staying there. It does. You guys can fake everything. And so it doesn't make any sense. I told George, these ones that have been talking lately, the big YouTube channels, I like to see their finances, being they're so better off than we are. It's like, it's weird. It's so toxic, and it's just not the YouTube people. And it gets really strange. Hey, Tio Chong is in the house. Everybody, good morning. There is Victoria. Sorry, Victoria, I was a little nasty today, but yeah, we got a few more emails where that same person using the same I just said what the name of the email was, came in pretending to be a bunch more people. A second one pretending to be my dad. And it's like, what makes you think when you sent saying that you were Tom from Scientology, Tom, he didn't sign at Cruise. I'm assuming that's who he meant. So that's why we did the thumbnail, that we were offered 80,000 if we'll sign a $1 billion contract, and that we have to give the money that we have so far to them when they show up. And it's like, these guys are living in some sort of what they call grandeur, delusions of grandeur. Like, you have in your own fantasy head that really the stuff you're talking about is going on, and that you're winning. Like, you gaslight people during your lives, you believe your lies, and then we notice it's going on everywhere. Social media, the governments, the in the US, and what's going on everywhere. The YouTube genres are doing this. They're lying about everything, and feeling they're the truth, and the things that are really true that should be shown, nobody's showing. That I challenge anybody. That is the truth. The ones are not, it's like they're trying to be bigger, better, and then they hide everything because they're trying to be Hollywood. That's what it is. They're trying to be boom, everything's okay. It's like, keep on gaslighting, but you ain't doing it to me. If you're going to come to my house, knock on the doors, bitches. Just don't throw a drone over for your content. Come on in. It's like, it doesn't, it's, same bitches that couldn't wipe themselves out, or whip their way out of a wet paper bag. Period. What's wrong with you, stinky chinks? What's you gonna run your mouth? Why do you look like you've been drinking? You look like your dad.
Okay.
Look. What? You sleepy? Look. We are Siamese, if you please. You just tired. We are Siamese, if you're not pleased. Look. Wow, what? What do you got to say? Look, say something. Hi.
Oh, and
You're
here's
tired.
Mary. She just had another grooming thing.
Yeah, they cut all the hair off her tail.
Yeah, they shaved off her tail.
Yeah, she gets a short haircut because
Look
it's
at her
summer, but
tail.
they did her, took all everything,
They
looks like a
shaved
little
off
rat
her
tail.
tail.
You need to stop, boy. George's hair costs, yeah, more for the product than it costs 2,000 to make grow it that long, right? Right, true story. Or that's where, okay, so that's where the money we've been getting from you guys have gone to. We've had costumes for years, but if you want to know, yes, you're supporting our lifestyle and George's golden locks.
Right?
Yeah, that's the next big rumor is our lifestyles being supported of donuts, fast food, and
Yes. I
that's
drink
a
a liter of minoxidil every day.
right. You hush up. No, ain't no time for this. Can you go somewhere? No, that sounded like a no to me. He just looked towards. He just put his head down on my arm. See, will you stop, weirdo? Reading, reading, reading. It's life is crazy here. You have to bring your own meds and equipment to the hospital. No, I do. I'm going to have to bring this new oxygen tank because they will charge me by the day for the unit being in there. They are going to charge me for every band-aid, and instead of me paying like the box I think was 170 and there's like 100 of them in there, I guarantee they're going to charge us 500 pesos to get a box that size because they're going to use several of those to clean every day. So I'm not doing it. We're not going to. Some things we can control, but yes, and the same with the food in the public hospital. We'll probably be lucky if they feed me at all for the price of the room, even a private one, right? Or do they in a private bring you at least some rice and soup or
Well,
something?
in private, it's still hospital food.
Right, but what about public? Even with
I
the
don't think
private
they.
rooms?
I don't think they do.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about
not
that.
sure because they have the ward that's allegedly free. That's no AC. You're lucky to see a fan, and there could be 40 people in there. I'll pass. I'm sorry if I call me bougie, call me whatever, but they're claiming I'm going to be in the cardiac area anyways, and they're already AC'd. But I don't think they have an open ward. We may have no choice. We said we may be in there for a few days anyways while I'm getting treatment. I can do a few days in the heat, but I can't do beyond that. And then after that, we're dealing with if they have the rooms, they're half the price of, I think we said at Clark or AUF, the rooms are how much? 8,000, 10,000 a day.
Average of 10.
Yeah. So it goes in half. It's anywhere from 2,000, 3,000 a day, which is still cheap. It's a six.
Ow, ow.
Make him get down. I can't have him. He's driving me nuts. He hasn't stopped. Hush, what is your problem?
He's very vocal today.
Today he's very vocal. So no, you got to pay for everything. Yeah, twice a public hospital here in Canadaria. Okay. Yeah, so more than likely we're going to have to order everything or George will have to go home or go to the store. No, George, don't let him do this. You need to stop. What is wrong with you, honey? He's lost his mind today. George, oh my God, so true. You remind me of that old man for Led Zeppelin. I was going to say you remind me of the old guy on the front of those rolling papers. There was some guy with like a beard or something on the white ones. I forgot, not zip papers. There is a guy on there. I'll post it later, find it and put it in the community page. But there's an old dude with the long beard that's on the rolling papers. Hey, Defons, good morning.
Hey, hey, hey.
No, no, no. Here he comes. First off, get rid of Mary. I can't handle her energy. Down, Mary. And then hold him if anything. He's looking for attention, but don't let him crawl on me. He
No,
just
he's
wants.
quiet right now. So.
Good morning, Heidi, and the Dr. Zeus from Planet of the Apes. Yeah, you do look like the blonde guy. Think about that. The Planet of the Apes guy with the blonde hair did have that look, and he did have the glasses.
Charleston
Truce.
Heston?
No, George, the Planet of the Apes. There's the blonde ones. Yeah, you have to look them up.
Oh, the
The
ape.
doctor,
The
yes.
ape. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Ouch.
No, right there. but he's had glasses on and other things. So you too. Yep. That's yeah. You got us on that. ZZ Top. Yeah. George fell down the stairs, right, and didn't video it. Yep, got that. Yeah.
Ray says the cat wants more camera time.
That's something. He's being extremely loud. The Vote Pedro, right? He's talking about that one movie, Vote for Pedro.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, 13A can get Phil Health. Yes, absolutely. It just started years
And
ago. And SRRV, yes.
Yes.
Oh, no, I know. And that's what they're saying too, is that we're not even here. So being as it's here on the couch, any of the stepping outside of our door or the things we've done is all fake. And it's like, yeah, okay, does it matter?
Yeah, it's good. It's not that good.
Reading. If you see one at the bottom, read it out. I'm just now going through and we're behind. A lot of guys are talking back and forth. Hang in there, buddy. Claude Berry is saying, hang in there, George. Stop texting your girlfriend. Yeah, we know that. All right, so Manuka is.
Oh no, not you.
Has George been smoking? No, not today. uh, Mike and Venus is in the house.
Oh,
Good
there-
morning,
there
good
he is.
morning. Nope, told you there. Zigzag. Yeah, turn around here. Let's see if we can get people.
Well, we have to turn down the brightness.
Yeah, nope, that's what I mean. But I guess you do and don't. I was just thinking of the beard. Mike and
He
Venus.
looks like a what do you call it?
Yep, there it is. You're right. There's a good view. Yeah, it's just got a beard and the mustache. So
Yeah,
I guess the orange is what reminded me. So there was like
a millennial. I think that's the classic millennial look.
that's old. That's been around.
I know that, but
forever.
that's the. I'm pretty sure that's they call it the millennial look. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know anything about the Philippines, and a lot of people are AIing it, or they're listening to other channels, or others are trying to direct them in the lies that they want them to, so you'll continue to watch and live in the fantasy. And a lot of them are just covering everything wrong, and they're trying to make it like it is all first world. That just, or some will believe you got to pay attention that they're living in Makati versus if you're going even to Angeles City, it changes. It's a big city, but there's a lot of things off here. Like right now, we are having a hard time finding that there's going to be someone that can come here for my end of days. There are clinics, websites, Facebook pages on hospice or palliative care. We can't. Right now, we've been looking. I'll spend an hour going through Facebook. You go and look it up. The only thing they give you is the hospitals. It's not only the hospitals that have that. So, and I don't even know if they send somebody that you're paying for out of the hospitals. They're just telling you to go to the hospital. So, but they have them in the big cities, not here right now. So we're going to have to, when we go, we're going on the 3rd over to a medical center, and I'm going to ask him when I'm in there. Surely the cardiologist does have names of doctors that'll come to the house. Or nurses that we can use that are doing end of care. And then after that, you got to go through an agency, but it's metformin kills all your muscles. I lifted weights and it peeled off my muscles and damaged your kidneys. They took me off of it with the snap of a finger. Yeah, metformin is rough. So no, that is a rough pill. It also causes issues with the eyes, I think. People do not understand that Philippines a third world country, and even doctors, making 20,000 USD. George, I can't work out who you're like caveman, Bigfoot, Jesus, Guru Chong. We were talking that somebody has sent another crazy email, and allegedly Tom, and we're assuming Tom Cruise, the way they're carrying on, that Scientologists are offering to come to our house here and make a deal. If we give up $3,000, which is about what we've made through the GoFundMe site, that we sign a $1 billion contract, they'll give us $80,000 and they'll take care of everything. I have to, not George, but Heidi has to volunteer 20 hours a month. And it's like, what the, what? I've been trying not to cuss, man. And it's like, it's weird. It's the same people. They used a neuron or neutron. They use one of those sites that you can't trace them. So they're not even ballsy enough to even do at least a Gmail. And it's the same person that contacts people and makes lies. And they've been doing it for years, but sometimes they just go too far over and over again. So we based it on we're being offered 80,000, which technically, whether it's true or not, how we don't know. This could be real. That could be. Hey, that's why I said it ain't clickbait. We've been offered it. It's not a lie.
No, no, no.
They
no.
said join Scientology and you can have the money. How do we know it's not somebody named Tom there? So, no, I mean, I'm not even joking. So, clickbait or not, call it what you will. Number two, George has had this get up for a while, and I think we were going to use it at Christmas as you being Jesus or something. We never used it. So, that he's supposed to be, as you can see, I'm the bad girl devil, and George is supposed to be Jesus. So, we were talking that people believe lies more than the truth these days, and the truths are believed as lies. It's like the opposite. It does deal with living here in the Philippines and all of the stuff being said. It's dealing with US politics and the way things are going over there, the way America is gaslighting the world. I love America and I love the people. But what's going on and how much they've stripped down America right now as a government is ridiculous. Previous presidencies, the last 10 years has just been crazy in America. So people are believing the American lies right now, why the world is suffering from this war. It made us think about everything all in one.
Heidi's talking about the government programs that are shut down, including, for example, right now.
Well, we're
the
at war. We're not at war. We're not going to
is-
attack somebody. These are all lies.
Well, here's an example.
And
like I
people
said,
believe that, and it's being done, and they don't even. It's showing the attacks, and it's like people are believing the lies. They're believing what the government is feeding.
Well, and like I said, like right now, the CDC is looking for volunteers because they don't have staff, and you guys have to. You're in your head. You're like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. However, you have to remember this is a critical and crucial and very dangerous thing for a volunteer to do. You're basically asking a volunteer to risk their life.
Yes, because he shut down all those government programs. Okay, first off, because he shut down the subsidies. Oh, well, we don't need to pay that out. Yeah, we don't need all the shit in the front of the White House lawn either, like a three-ring circus. But he's spending money on that and claiming the others are paying for it. But that's beside the point. The deal is that he shut down the programs that would be doing that,
Correct.
and he took the funding somewhere else. And he also shut down giving funds around the world, which does control diseases. So now the Ebola is just loose, and he wants volunteers at the airports to help screen
Right.
for
I
Ebola.
mean, like I said, I understand. It makes sense to a certain degree. Certain jobs
if you weren't
are
blowing
meant
money
for
in other
volunteers.
places, that
Certain
would be
jobs are
different.
not.
If our government was so broke down and broke and so much scamming going on, and he wasn't spending all the money to paint that pond, to printing new money with his name with his face on it, that costs a lot of money.
Well,
You're
yeah,
blowing money in all directions.
that's also another thing.
But you know what? The Democrat presidents did similar stuff, but not this ballsy.
Yeah,
But let's
the
not
new
get too
money
far
again.
in.
There's nothing wrong with printing money. However, there's a time for it. This is not the right time.
Yeah. No, not when you're cutting all the programs and then giving the money away to other countries. It's just there's a lot going on. The real Manuka honey, yes, it is from New Zealand. This tiny tube cost almost 1,500 pesos. So it's the real deal. They got the certificates. It's a Lazada thing. But yes, it's from New Zealand. It's on the package and everything. So
Is that the honey thing?
yeah, it's from New Zealand. So no, it would put it at probably even closer to $30, but I had to roll the dice until we got this second medicine. Everything struggles everybody, has an answer, life is good. Yeah. It doesn't matter in the end. Once I'm in the hospital, once I don't even know why I'd have to prove whether I need stents or not. I've got congestive heart failure. It's either one or the other. It's how they're going to fix it is the problem. Not that I'm not sick. They're trying to say without that test, I'm not sick at all. And that uh, they're just going to keep making stuff up. Even there's no reason for me to prove everything that they're saying. That's what they want. Now, whether me talking is kind of going along with them, I don't feel it is. Gives me a chance to say they're idiots. And the fact that no matter what I say or prove, I don't care if I have a gold seal on it, those that believe in their truths that are lies are just going to keep on believing anyways. They'll then say my certificates were lies. So they're already being led, to the red Kool-Aid. That's just where it is. They'll never change their mind. They're never just going to say, "Oh, I'm okay." So it really doesn't matter to the end. Like I said, what matters is me and George and how our life is proceeding. So, and it is. So it's not going to stop. It's not getting deportation. It's not
Yeah.
stopping the money. You're not stopping. This person that's been talking the most said that they know Rafi and that I'm not going to be on the show because they contacted. They're advising people to contact. I've heard all kinds of rumors right now. And it's like, it's not stopping it. If Rafi doesn't, we already said a few days ago before he ran his mouth, we already know there's a good chance we're not getting on there. If we don't physically go down there and stand for hours as they advise, it's probably not going to happen. But we're asking, so it's you ain't stopping that. And he wouldn't decide to listen to a few trolls to go look at the channel and then not do it based on you guys are full of shit. I don't want an American expat that's homeless in Angeles City. No, probably work just for free food, help you out. Book 'em. I'm not understanding. Earlier, I was talking about the homeless expats that were in Angel City, but are you understanding the statement?
I didn't get it when I read it earlier.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want American expats. No, remember, they're just not Americans. So the ones that are homeless are from everywhere: France, Germany. There's a lot of them. Most of them, as they would say, me causes our own issue. Didn't bring enough for insurance. So that is my fault. I've taken full responsibility. These other expats we've been talking about mostly have given all their money away to the Filipinas. They've built houses, they built things for their families. They've, like the one that's down there now, both of his women said that he cheated. He went to one, and when he was done money, she bought a car, paid for this and that. He left her and went back to the other one, and she took him in. And the whole time he's been doing drugs. The ones that Carrie covered have been on drugs. The one in Manila you could clearly see was on drugs. Like the guy was tweaking like that on air, and I'm like, okay, guys. And it's like, I get it. He needs help too. They are no less deserving whether they're tweaking or not. So he needs a second chance. The guy needed rehab. But when these guys are spending up all their money on the drugs and they only blame the Filipinas for all their problems, they took no personal responsibility. The guy had been homeless for years. She acted like she just found him and threw him a bag of McDonald's all of a sudden. He had been out there. People had been feeding him. He was already in a neighborhood. So there was a lot of things going on, and I understand nobody wants to see any homeless people. So no, can you see Papa in the Philippines?
Oh, no, no, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he says
Yeah, people already says they can see him.
yeah,
Hey, Papa.
yeah. I'm a Tom Cruiser, right? Hey, what's going on? I don't know if I mentioned earlier. Black Grandpa's in the house.
Hey,
What
Black
is
Grandpa.
going on? Yeah. Well, we've received those on and off. That's just been random before before the medical thing. You remember the Nigerian or the people from Saudi?
That's still going on.
Yeah, well, I've read one of them too in the last few months. I was like, we just laughed. It's like insane.
Since when has that been? Since the 90s? The Nigerian prince thing?
Yeah, Black Grandpa, we're aware that the other channels, because he attaches us to them, and people will say that, like our regulars will come in or my moderators, and they'll say, hey, this channel did. And honestly, like I said, I have been known to go read the comments. I refuse to listen to their voices and their nonsense. I know they're all lies, but the videos are over exaggerated. And this person you're talking about, I almost said his name, is a pure example of pathetic. Only because he's got a life, a career, a beautiful family, and he's living in America, covering people in the Philippines, making fun of, picking, dragging, as he did, totally drug through the mud. What's his name that had passed away? Campbell. And he went in like a
Oh, that
savior.
guy.
Yeah,
I
went in
wasn't
as a
sure who she
savior.
was talking about
Yeah, went
until
in as a savior, and then
Yeah.
the moment he said anything to him, he drug him through the mud afterwards, and didn't stop till he died. And so now he's doing it to me. And by the way, that channel gave me money, and he was always in our room in the beginning, giving praises. So something but hurt him back on the road, probably politics. If he wants to support the current president and all that, that's on people. I don't discriminate except for the ones that come in and say shit and then mention the president. I say, yeah, you're probably blah blah blah. But besides that, there's something that butt hurt him, or he's just looking to do content. Either way, he's butt hurt. And so the AI videos, we thought he did a hilarious one about a year ago where he pretended to be me and George and him and his wife. And it's like, you guys got to be bored. We talk about renting space in somebody's head. If you take the time that you and your wife had to do a full skit of a couple in the Philippines to make fun of them, how they act, it's just like, it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Oh shit, man, the Dr. Pepper. We had Dr. Pepper recently. That we did break down. It was at one of the stores. The little cans, the little tiny ones. Okay, they're just a little bit. It's like 100 calories worth of soda or something. Were 100 pesos each. We did splurge for it. It's like we couldn't believe the price. So it was $2 for each little can, but it is an import. So no, and they're not going to do it. Yes, Robert. It took years to deport the Russian guy, and it takes years. Like what's his name? Even though World Zoom, we don't know the full story why he was deported. It was said strictly because of an immigration issue over his visa. I'm not buying. They locked him down that long. They could have just let him go right away. Something wasn't right. There were lots of rumors, never confirmed, that it had to do. There were additional warrants based on what he had done initially when he traveled. That passport of his brother's was still being used. We don't know, guys. We always said when we talked about these, it's unknown. It's just what's out there. And that there was no reason for that. It takes a long time to get people out. And if they do, I'm not going to sit up in jail. They'll give me that get out right away if we can pay for the ticket. And it doesn't make any sense. I've never been late. I'm currently permanent resident, all green lights. It doesn't make any sense. They're going to say, and they can't force me out while I'm sick. If I can't get on a plane, they cannot force me on anything. They can't make me leave if I'm legally this sick. I'll leave when this is all done. And I'm not going to be sitting up in their jail until then. We will hire an attorney. So it doesn't make any sense. They're full of shit. It's oh, she's got warrants and she's got a background, and they don't know. They know everything, guys. So just get over whatever you think. I got a green card. I guess it's a green card. I've got permanent resident card and have for a while. And there have been people trying to report me. Nothing's happened. So they can get off of that for a while. Right? True story. George never paid for a haircut or shave after that, right?
Right.
Drink that minoxidil or something, yeah. Yeah, people took the jab. It caused a lot of issues. So, yep, he does. Jesus or a homeless man. I think it's funny. Yeah, he looks like.
Well, now that's another thing. Now, actually, Robert Goodson says, I support Trump. He is my president, but I love watching Heidi and George. Everyone still gets to have their own opinion on political beliefs. Now,
And
here's
there's
the thing.
nothing wrong because,
Correct. There's nothing wrong with that.
and
And you
I
never
have
hear us
I love
attack
his.
the actual.
I've had some bad days,
Well, what
but
I'm
we
saying
stopped. I
is,
said I've curbed that down because I have to think before I actually
well, what I'm
talk.
saying is, even then, you never attack the actual person.
Well, only once. We knew it was a troll. He was
Well,
clearly a
yeah, yeah.
troll saying something, and I
If you're
said,
a troll, that's a
You're
different
probably
story.
the same way." I might
And
have said Trump is, and then other people took it. I was talking to anybody who liked Trump. I was like, "No, it was a troll that day." But here's the thing. I, until the person is totally found guilty and all that, we can assume everything going on. But when the man is showing all of this stuff right now in the open eye, where the world is talking about him, then there is something wrong. I don't like what's going on, but that doesn't make me with individual people not care. Like if something's going on in Germany and their German chancellor or something's doing, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not talking to that person or because they like him or something. But the whole situation is the previous president had a lot of bullshit. The one before that had previous shit. The Democrats and Republicans have destroyed the country. It's the people that have suffered. I've
right,
been very clear about that. It's the people in my country I care about. Just because I won't fully support all this craziness of the war, and I mean, forget if we can prove the Epstein files. There is no proof of anything. I will say up to this point, even though these women keep talking or they say it's there, I have to go with the neutrality of who's guilty and who's not until they release. And even then, they could fake videos. But when he shows that he's doing things like shutting down programs that's hurting the world, that's my problems. If that was him or Biden or Obama, I would feel the same way. So it's how the country is going and everything. So, but yeah, just because people, if they're actually trying to harm me because I've said something like that before, then you're on a different level, anyways.
correct.
So, and we're always going to have a difference of opinion. There are some days people love me, and some days they hate. So, it's that's part of
Right,
it's
and we
like.
never said stuff like, you guys should sign a petition. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we never, ever, ever did anything nowhere near close to that. You guys get it? It's a, yeah, we are allowed to give our opinions on
That's what
any
this live
president, and
stream,
we
yeah.
have said our opinions on any president.
I don't have to like what he
Right.
does. I liked him on The View. I think he's been funny over the years. I just seen him on one of the talk shows in the 80s and 90s. I'm not going to, it's, there's a lot to love and hate about a lot of presidents. And I'm just going to, there's a lot of people that really, really love him and they're hardcore. And then there's others that feels like their lives are crumbling. But it's, because their insurance is 1,000 versus 200 now.
Yeah.
It's harming the people.
And during his first presidency, if we had a YouTube channel then, guess what? You guys would have never heard anything but praises.
So yeah, it's where it is. I just don't like the things that are happening to the country. I don't like the current war. The gas is affecting everybody. The prices are shooting up in America. And so we talk about that on the side again. If we was another channel, which they do, they go fully into this and you guys don't say nothing to them. And don't say it's because they don't say nothing bad. They're neutral. I try to stay neutral. We've said this before that every president and every politician in America, Republican or Democrat, has lost their mind. The Democrats aren't helping on that side. The Republicans aren't. They're dropping out like flies. They're turning on each other. And yes, the lies are the truth in the government too, and the truth is lies. So
Well,
there's all kinds of
that's
shit.
nothing new.
Nothing new, but
That's
it's
nothing new.
right. But people are really
That's-
buying it these days.
That's since the dawn of the American government, or any government on earth, rather.
We
I mean,
emailed,
it's-
yeah, we emailed Senator Rafi Tulfo's team on your behalf with a short but sincere request for assistance, even a promissory note. Yeah, thank you. That's what We don't, somebody's like, well, don't expect him to pay for it. The Filipinos are poor. He's not going to do nothing for you. He might see the male expats, but he's not going to see you. And it's like, I doubt it. If somebody's going to get on there at this point, it's going to be me, based on me being female and that I am this sick. And now with me losing my leg. If he doesn't see me, it's because he's really booked, and he has been in the Senate lately. So it has to be his people that go through these emails and see us making comments. Lots of people have contacted him. I told him, if anything else, he can guarantee without signing the promissory note that we will pay on our own. It may only be a couple hundred US a month, but it's more than other Filipinos can afford. We're not trying to run from that. We have long standing bank accounts. If they want to take an automatic payment, they can do it. So it's not our problem, but we know the senator will. He's helped homeless. He helped the guys start businesses. They were extremely sick, and he helped them, and he wiped out years of immigration when they should have been deported. He didn't have them deported. He helped them. So I'm not asking for like a pure miracle. If I don't ask, it won't happen. And George knows I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to say it. I was a get it done person. That's why I did so well in the television studio. It's why I did so well. It's just who I am. I'm just a pow. I have a different personality, probably more crazy than not, but if
Right.
I don't ask, it's not going to get done. It's what makes our show, and there has been a lot of people that have just absolutely helped. Um, it's We did reach out to some additional senators. There was another vlogger that said that, and we did reach out to another vlogger that absolutely dropped me like a hotcake. And it's not because she'd seen my channel; it didn't benefit her. There is another vlogger that's linked to Carrie. She did not contact Carrie because these guys don't talk; they're mad at each other. She has a 500,000 subscribers through Facebook, but no presence on YouTube, which is weird. A lot of people make it bigger on Facebook. I don't know if it's a Filipino thing.
Ac- Actually, Victoria said he may come to Pampanga to inspect the collapse.
There you go.
Actually, he has been down at Red Street.
Yes,
Yes.
there was the Korean thing going on where they were
Yes.
discriminating, and
During
the
that
guy
Korean thing,
attacked.
yeah.
Yeah, he
He came
attacked the
down.
salon owner. There was a bunch of Korean stuff. He came down. He sent his crew down here too. So yeah, we'll have to see if we know that he's in the area or something. Um, where was I at on that? I forgot where I was. But what was I just talking about when you interrupted? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But if he doesn't, it's because he's extremely
They were talking
busy.
about the other senator.
Oh, I was talking about the Carrie girl, the girl that was with Carrie. That's where I was. So let me tell you about her. We message her because she helps the homeless expats, the ones that are sick. She's a copy. I'll call her a copycat now because she wasn't going to help. And I told George after 24 hours I wasn't talking to her. So she's a copycat of Carrie. Previous, it showed her partying in Boracay with alcohol, sliding out money, showed her being loud. She didn't have much of a channel till she copied Carrie. And so there's nothing wrong if that's what she's going to do, but she also puts up her Gcash and her personal information to gather money. I'm not like those other people. I help people. Shows her hours at immigration. Okay, well, you help expats. So we contacted her, told her the whole situation, and told her we're trying to get with the senator and we would like a representative, kind of like when Carrie went with Empanada Tatai. We would like to be able to be with your channel, and it is offering her the story. There have been other vloggers that have offered for us to go on their channel, and it's just like we just have passed on these. Well, we want her, being she does similar work, anything to get to Rafi or to get help. I'm dying. What do you guys think? She comes back after 2 3 hours and she's like, so you're just looking for finances and money? And she evidently didn't read it. First, she asked for our phone number, and the phone number was there, so she didn't read it. Then she came in and probably skimmed it. And then she asked, was it all about money only? And we said, no, we clearly said we're trying to get to Rafi to put the story out to get help. You want to put it down to money. And then she didn't answer. That was it. I said, George, if she goes 24 hours and we don't hear from her, if she does come back, we're done with her anyways. So sure enough, she never came back. So she has no stake in the game at that point, except for to build her channel based on doing a female expat, somebody totally different. And then we had the trolls send an email saying, "Yeah, she's not going to cover you. Not what's her name? Not this other one because you're scamming and they know you're lying." How would she know that? We sent her some of the test results too. So the whole point is scamming. Does she care at this point? Being that's all she does is cover expats that claim they were thrown in a hole in the streets. You know, you think these expats that are homeless are telling all the truth? No. Two women ratted that guy out in Angel City. He's currently on drugs. He's been on drugs. He's been drinking. He spent all of his money on drugs and partying. He gave it to other women. They've been cheating, cheated on by him. So the whole point is the guy causes issues, but is denying any of the issues. So it's that's not what she figured out. She couldn't get enough skin in the game if I was directly going to Rafi, or she couldn't collect the money because she should know that I'm gonna call her out on it. If we know people are contacting, say, hey, I gave her a bunch of money, yeah, she would have to be honest about where the money was. She's not gonna have them dumb alcoholic guys that are on crack like the one, what's her name, Kevin? I'm gonna call him dumb because that's the way the guy acted in Manila. They're not going to question if she gives them 1,000 pesos. She hands them a little bit of money and she's collecting thousands more. That's what I'm calling out. There's no skin in the game. So she did not contact us. So that's on her. And that'll also tell you her mentality. If, it's just where it is. So yeah, she ain't got no skin in the game. What do you think, George? When she didn't respond back. Yeah, the first thing she asked was finances. And
Probably.
she can't.
Probably.
I mean, you can't say that based on watching other videos that she decided that I'm no good and that I'm not sick. No, I'm sorry. She didn't make that decision that quick. No, what it is, she realized I'd either be too much work for her and she didn't want to pay to come over here to Angel City, or she knew the Rafi Tulfo, she would have to do work. So I don't know what it is she thought, but she didn't respond after I said no. I said, we want you to be a liaison. We would like for you to do the coverage of this for content. And so that, I, can get help and she never came back. So it's like, okay, so which is it? Did you want the money or was you wanting the fame off of it? She didn't want to do anything. So she didn't want to go either angle. And it's like, well, then that tells you she doesn't care. And Carrie was contacted by multiple people and she also didn't help. And if she's butthurt over something, then she's butthurt. Then we didn't need her help anyways. Same thing. No skin in the game for Carrie. So she did not help from the beginning. We asked her in February and nothing. And you can't say that Carrie watched us and decided we talked too much about her. No, we covered what she covered and we talked about the expats and we talked about that homeless guy in Angel. So if she got hurt over that, that's on her. So we didn't need their help to begin with. Like I said, I'm going to die anyways. Oh shit, there it is. I'm gonna sign George up for Columbia House. I'm way behind.
Right. Rob says, oh, George was watching the news about the collapse. They were talking about the workers were illegally sleeping, the contractor and owner are being questioned. Well,
Yeah, tell them about what we discovered about the Korean guy too. It's crazy.
yeah, there's a foreigner in there with a freelancer, I guess the best way to say it.
Well, we don't know that, but the deal is why was a foreigner, I believe he's from Korea, I forgot where, it might have been Singapore. There was another Asian style dude at 3:45 a.m. when the building collapsed under the rubble. What was he doing out there?
Right.
I'm sorry, don't say he was
At
out
3
getting,
a.m., yeah.
Korean donuts or something. No, he was either in the building partying with the guys or with a lady or out in front. I don't know what he would be doing there, but at 3 a.m. So, yes, I said that when I covered this story, and then I covered the last time I said that a few people have died. They are still pulling people out of the rubble, and it's been like what, 10 days?
Yeah.
And yes, I knew that they sleep in the buildings. They weren't supposed to be. and they were sleeping in there. So now, yes, the owner who's building it, the contractors are all under scrutiny. But here's the thing: the Philippine government knows that. It's like the barangays. These guys walk around, the police doing all that. They had to have an ideal this whole few months building that they were living in there. Come on, be honest.
It's okay. It's normal, but the issue is usually, for example, remember Armstrong?
Mhm.
For example, Armstrong. Whenever he had work done, the workers did sleep there, but they didn't sleep in the building. They slept in a shack that they build on site. They don't sleep on the building that's under construction. See the difference?
Mhm.
Now, the problem in this situation is they were sleeping under the building that's not completed, and that's the issue. And also, secondly, of course, the contractor, of course, is going to get questioned because the building should never have collapsed in the first
Hey,
place.
there's Ted. Good morning,
Hey, Ted,
Ted.
how's it
What is
going?
going on, sweet thing? No. And I'm sure they knew, babe. It's somebody knew. Everybody knows something, especially here in the Philippines. It's like,
Yeah, and again, like it's not a the storm wasn't strong enough to topple a building, and even
right.
and if a tornado toppled a building, it shouldn't have. What I'm saying is, I get it, blown, you know, destroy some stuff, yes, but not topple a building.
hmm No, it's true. Right. There you go. Book and Panay, true story. Biden says he will, it looks like I think he's saying finance you if you will testify for him. Yeah. Yes.
Right?
There's all kinds of stuff. They said he's now officially going to sue based on something in the DOJ or something. And it's like, oh boy. So it's like everybody's suing everybody there in the government. So when I left Cleveland for Nashville, I didn't even tell my family. Yeah, I was talking earlier, guys, about family. So um even my own kids have officially turned their backs, and a lot of rumors going around as they did already. No, I just officially turned mine on them because strangers have been helping me, and my kids have more important things to do with their money than to help any level. And with this new open wound, it's totally freaked me out. I could lose my leg and life because I'll never heal if they've got to amputate, not until we restore blood flow, whether it's open heart surgery, whether it's stents, or whatever the outcome is when I can get this other test done. It doesn't change the fact that I'm dying and that this issue is going on. But when we do, it's like, but they're like, oh, you need to go in, mom. And I'm like, I can't. It's excessive money. It could run us thousands of US dollars just to deal with this leg and the inflammation. And I'm not going to do it when the inflammation and all that will build back up and the leg will not fully heal in a few weeks. This is months, not even a joke. We're probably talking 4 to 6 months to even begin to close this hole. So I'll be fighting an infection. What I'm doing at home and the creams that I have, through the doctors, I can actually use, but I'm just going in because I probably should be on an IV too. So we are looking at that in the next week. And my kids have other things going on in their lives. They also have come up with everything. And so I'm just going to talk about it because I know they watch. So that's basically what's going on. I've been pretty open with you guys about everything, but we just don't understand. But I'm hurt by that, not by the troll statements. If anything, I'm hurt by it's how the family has treated me so badly when I've never done nothing but stuff for them. And so they will turn on you on a dime the moment you leave because you're no longer worthy. Like they can't use you up anymore for anything. They can't use you for the emotional support. They can't use you. And I'm not saying specifically my kids, I'm talking about other family members. When you're no longer useful to a family member, a spouse, a girlfriend, or somebody that doesn't want to lift you up, they're going to rip you down quickly or just try to ignore everything. So that's what I've run into, and it's sad. But you're going to find that in life. A lot of people make better friends and build their own personal families out of friends than their own family. We were not the Brady Bunch from the beginning. My family was toxic. It is. So it was never the Brady Bunch. It's a large family. If you were at a barbecue, they're nice in your face. This is a lot of families, guys. You can pretend all you want. I'm speaking truth here, babe. You're Brady Bunch in the face here. Especially here, these Filipinos will gather for all kinds of food. And the moment they leave, they're talking about your ass. They will take your food, party with you, and have a good time for the moment. You have no idea what's going on. And then it's the same thing. It doesn't change continent to continent, does it?
Same thing.
Same thing, people. Truth. So there are no friends and family when it comes to dying. And now it just separated them. So as of the last few days, my kids are dead to me as much as I am going to die. Because there's no reason right now. I have nothing to say. It's really upsetting that they just have so many other important things to do in their lives than to even think about helping me. I mean, we're not even talking about a month's worth of medicine. They just don't want to contribute at all. And it's not because they don't believe. They've got the full test. They've got photos of how bad my leg is. They just don't. So if their money is that important where they can't refinance, like their cars are paid off, if they can't vacation money, literally, or their 401s can't take the money out, which, by the way, according to them, they're saving it for other things. It's like, you're telling me you're saving money for other things in my life? No, watch it. Your family will turn on you, people. No, it's not their responsibility. I get it. But what happened to your parent was important. It's not, evidently. So, evidently, it's not. So, I would buy more rum. Yeah, right. Over the pain meds. Yeah. Super glue you got your beard on there's now permanent, right?
Right?
Nice listening. Glad you're doing better. Thank you, Laura. Hello to mom. Dunkin' Donuts is making a return in the Canadian market, right? Who doesn't love a donut? Yeah, donuts wouldn't actually be my problem at the point. It's everything salty, everything that's fried, and I'm okay with that. Weird thing is now that I can't, that's when you get the cravings for salt now. I was always more of a sweet person. Now it seems to be the opposite. He's like, "Oh, you don't want that?" And I'm like, "No." I said, now that I can't have salt, it's like I want to order 50 bags of chips. And he goes, "Calm down." I said, "It's probably my body." It's like, "You didn't get the salt." It's like, "Give me a case of chips." All right, George. I'll take 50 of those cases of chips, please. Well, I wanted to cut it down, and it's not for those that have been asking. It's just I don't mind being raw. I'm just trying to curb it a little bit. But then it slipped out today. It was just no, they are, and so are the channels. So are the big ones, so are the little ones, the medium ones. And if you notice, the same, even the one you talked about, he covered other channels recently too. So I'm not by myself. If they only talked about me only and they never covered anybody else, then okay, it was personal on top of personal, but it's not. Not when you're covering other expats in the Philippines discussing how bad things were for them. And so there's nothing wrong with talking about it, but when you exaggerate, that's different. It's all exaggerations just by the thumbnails alone. I have not watched the AI part of it. I only seen his thumbnails a few days ago. So, and what people will report back. So there are people that like to try to tell us, they like to beat everybody the punch. We'll get it. Yeah. I'm just rolling. If here's one you see, read it out. Zigzag papers. I'm just trying to read through. And oh, Cornelius. Maybe that was the yellow guy's. His name was Cornelius. Maybe.
Well, they said Mr. Zigzag.
Oh, well, Zigzag is the guy on the papers, babe. That's Zigzag guy. I'm
Who's
behind.
Cornelius?
It's the monkey. I think it's the blonde monkey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Mr. Zigzag. Yeah. Oh, there is there. Okay, Australia has Manuka honey too. Okay. Thank you for dropping in, vlogging life. Appreciate it. If you're probably still not here, 8:47. Yeah, I'm still about 30 minutes behind. I ever since we've had it and been in this location, it's on all the time. We do not run it part time because if there's one thing that we're going to pay for, it's about give or take. We're paying about 150, 160 a month. We run the AC, but we don't run it at. We don't run it. We have it set on auto and it stays at the same. I think 79 or something. 79 or 80, it stays at the same one. We run it on the lesser of the system. With the being home most of the time, the live streams draw stuff, and with us having refrigerator, deep freezer, and things like that we've had over the years, we're paying about 160. So with our rent and electricity, we're about 325 a month.
Yeah,
So it's
and
still
you have
affordable
to
enough.
guys remember that it does cool down the entire first floor of the house.
Yes, so the whole downstairs, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, with my lupus, with the breathing issues, with my skin conditions, and now with the congestive heart failure, I wouldn't turn it off at all. It was 100, reading 100 in the evening last night. It was crazy. I'm not going to do it. There's just some things because some people are like, oh, well, if you ain't got money, you need to turn it off, and it's like I'm not.
Yeah, and that also includes like a battery of like air purifiers, which I highly recommend.
Yes, we have a full. We said that we have a large one up here that pulls a lot of hair dust. It's got 3 filters in it, and we have a bigger unit. It just sucks every bit of pet hair, dust. There's dust outside. It covers everything. Chemical. This is a heavy duty
Yeah,
one.
and
And it was about $150. We got it a while back, but it's really strong
yeah, you guys have to remember that. I mean,
because people are like with all those cats, it's got to be dirty in your house and you don't clean. No, George cleans, I clean. They stay upstairs most of the time, and the house is sealed off on the bottom. And with this many, we literally have 3 HEPA filter systems in just the downstairs.
well, even if you don't have pets, um, the dust is insane. And remember, you're breathing this
Right.
stuff in.
No, so it doesn't matter, but it does help with all the above. Hey, Ronald, good morning. Good morning. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, spending millions to paint the reflecting pool. Yeah, that's crazy. He is talking about doing another thing, painting it. I think it's kind of how he does things. Like he gave the contract to one of his people that he knew without putting the bid out to everybody. So it's how he skips over things. And I bet he got a cut of it. If he let the guy gave him the contract for whatever, 17 million, I guarantee he got a cut of that. So it's just he's the favoritism I kind of have the issue with. But like I said, it's everybody has their opinion on it. It probably did need to be done, but did it need to be done when you're cutting programs out, putting the
Bye,
funds in
Sarah.
hospice on hold? It's oh, she heading out, Sarah.
Yeah.
Bye, Sarah. I'm not there at the bottom. Yeah, this guy's saying Washington's been neglected for years. For you to complain that we are finally cleaning it up. When did I complain? That's not really cleaning it up. If you're talking about ICE, the way they handled things, or him painting the reflecting pond, that's not cleaning it up. Sorry. You don't take funds and give all the funds away. It's your disagreement to mine and complaining about a cleanup. I don't think so. I don't think so. And there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't approve, like how the White House has been torn down and this new alleged bunker under the ballroom. It was always about the bunker. So, and this cage fight on the front lawn, let's just leave it at that. It's really, that whole area is a hot mess right now. And it's just not my opinion. There's a lot of it out there, tons of it. I don't even need anybody's opinion. The whole world is talking about it. It's not me. You just want you or anybody that's saying that I'm saying it just wants to pin it on the one person that you can't. But the whole world is feeling sorry for America right now. It's still falling apart. All of our money is going to all the inappropriate places. It has for years. It's not just that one president. I have said that. They've inappropriately given money, destroyed things. All of them have. And so America has been plundered. It's the people. So you can get over yourself saying that I'm complaining. No, It's what's happened, not him, all of the presidents in the last, let's say, 20 years. And it is true, George. It's the people that are suffering. It's getting to be third world like right now. That's what's going on. All the programs are killed. You got Ebola coming through. You've got where the monies are being given to other countries, the war, the gas prices. You should not be paying for a tank of gas that costs like the size of a 32 or 40-inch television. You can buy that for a tank of gas that you're filling up with now. It's insane. That's not even a truck. It's costing people $100 to fill up their tanks now, and you can buy that type of television now for that price. It's just insane to think about that. Things are getting ridiculous, but I also understand your point. I really do. People tell lies all the time. The first lie was "I love you." Yep. The second was "Yes, you're the first." Yeah. And the third is "You're the best I read." Yeah. No, we've been doing the white lie things for forever.
I tell everybody that. Everybody I meet.
Yeah. Right, Sarah. Even if he is, it's still, I'm definitely not going to hide that. He's had other people with attitude on his show, crazy shit. And if he's not going to help based on me cussing or then I'm not meant to be helped. So scan send. If there's something in there, read it from the bottom, babe. I'm going from the top trying to come down. I'm trying to where I know you're seeing him, you're just not saying anything. You're sorry. I just have to. I'm not going to sugarcoat asking him to do something or code him. There's nothing at the bottom, people are saying.
Well, I mean, like, oh yeah, that pool did need to be cleaned up. It's disgusting to look at.
Can you talk into the microphone?
Oh,
And sorry,
because I
you're.
didn't want to move it.
Well, just don't touch the wire is the problem. It's when you've been grabbing to the back side in the past. World Zoom, that is it. Video. There's something about World Zoom.
Robert says the world can suck my toe, and please, Trump is not spending money on the world. Let other countries pay for their own fair share.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I agree on that one. Yes, that I agree
I
on.
mean, let's just, if we're going to go slightly political, we all know most of it is going to Israel. The fact they have full insurance, the fact that they're getting billions a year. Netanyahu has come on saying that he's squeezing the hell out of the U.S. It's come on, guys. You're okay with us supporting them and other countries? What did he give 20 billion to that other Spanish country? I don't know which one it was recently. The whole point is this is getting insane. So but other presidents, you guys will say other presidents have done it. That's fine. I'm talking about currently right now. It's it's insane. Whose fake teeth were wooden, man?
Oh, Washington.
Oh, the MPHG hats and t-shirts. There goes make Philippines, Heidi and George Antics, maybe, or something about make American Philippine Antics great again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that again. Come up with some hats. No, that's where everybody is. It's the people. I have no faith in either party. I don't either. I don't trust anybody in the Senate anymore. You probably could have 20 or 30 years ago, but even then they were paid off and bought. They're all paid off by other countries and inside billionaires. And now you've got the problem with the top 5 billionaire techs or 10 are now contributing fully to what's going on in the White House. Financially, they're helping. They want something out of the president. They're using him, so it's crazy. And a blind man can see this right now. The whole world knows this. But the stage is in the open now. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They're not trying to hide it anymore. And so they're just running it like their own piggy bank, like their own government, and the people are suffering. The fact that you would consider take the money away from the single moms. I know this is going to offend somebody. Take all the benefits away from people on the side and make them go get a job. That when you take somebody over the age of 60 and you tell them they have to now go to work up to the age of 65 to get their $40 in food stamps, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Somebody's grandmother is being told to go do something because her husband died and she doesn't have any additional money, or she spent all of her savings, which is very common as he's dying. She still has to pay Medicare or not. There is still money owed. Funerals cost $20,000, $30,000. Her money's drained. Now she gets $100 in food stamps and you're making her go work for it because everybody else was scamming. Instead of refiguring a system a better way, they just cut them all off and now they're demanding they're working. It's just insane. That's the stuff that bothers me. And, cutting off the programs that were helping the parks, dealing with NOAA. There was all kinds of them cut. I mean, I don't have the specifics, but I know they all got cut and it's going to affect the country and is currently affecting the country. Those are the problems I have, not with individuals. Just because you support it and don't mind it going on doesn't mean I don't like you.
Right. Well, again, like I said, I actually in this channel I've actually complained about this. Now it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they're
Like
redesigning.
for example, like Section 8 again. Every Section 8 housing facility that I've driven by, again, it never fails. Most of the cars parked there are all freaking Escalades, brand new.
True. And you know what we just seen recently is the food banks have kicked up. And there were some, and people will say they just look like new cars. They showed a food bank where they now drive up. They don't even go stand anymore. They just roll up in their cars. They were all SUVs,
Yes.
brand new, couldn't have been more than 1 or 2 years old. And they're pulling up in cars that are worth $40,000 and $50,000 over and over again. Oh, the whole line. There were like 150 cars. And I'm like, what happened to when the poor had to roll up in a bus to get help? Now you're just going to say, well, they deserve things too when their money runs out. Not if they've got a car like that. Not if you're making a $600 car payment. Sorry. It's like somebody was said, it'd be time to possibly get on a bus at that point or sell the car.
Right.
You can't even apply for benefits. If you apply for the supplements of Medicare and you tell them you have several cars and the house paid for, they can deny you. Doesn't matter if you don't have any income coming in. So I'm trying to figure out the new generation of where they're spending money to go to Disney, but they're asking food banks for money. And that's what's going on also in America.
Right. Also, there was a big giant wave when the programs were starting getting cut. There was a big giant wave of on TikTok or YouTube that they're rage baiting. They're fake. They are saying, "Oh, my benefits got cut. Now to go get a job." Yada 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 yada. Blah blah blah. Now a lot of them are fake, but the reality is that's a mockery of the truth. Meaning, in reality, it is real. It is happening. A lot of these kids, I say kids because they're 20-year old, 30 years old, and they don't work. They're just mooching off the government. No, that's real. So yeah, no, yes, I agree. A lot of these programs
Book 'em.
needed to be cut. Yes.
Yeah, no, they did. There's no doubt they needed to get the fraud out. Don't have Rafi Tulfo showing if your videos, it'd be embarrassing the way you cast up a storm. You have to beep it all the time. Well, I mean, I would have no intention if we're only talking about my situation that I'm going to cuss on a
Well,
show.
not to mention his show
uh,
is heavily edited. It's never live.
No, and we'll be there all day just recording it. So there's without a doubt this just isn't what it is. And of course, why? I mean, I'm on my live stream on my own dime talking about different things. We're going to be on there talking about my illness. Why would I be cussing every third word? And I don't do that now. It's usually when it's in reference to dumbasses, and we do have the right. But I mean, yeah, but I get what you're saying. No, that did happen too. What's pathetic is vloggers filming the building collapsing to get clicks and views. They did. They stayed there afterwards. They stayed out there all night. Now again, everybody's local news, but like vlogging, and it's what they're doing. But the worst of the offenders is because this is the Philippines, is Filipinos. Like we seen a couple years back, there were two kids that passed away in a car. It was a hot car. They sat out in that car for 8, 9 hours while they're figuring when to move them, and they've got the government officials coming through. There had to be 150 people. All of them were holding cameras, just recording this. They didn't bleep out the kids' faces. When they show a half dead baby on the ground or whatever, and they do that stuff here, they don't try to hide it. There's nobody moderating, monitoring. Um, it's unreal. It's unreal, some of the stuff we've seen, but it's also expats too. But yes, everybody's out there. Just reading. Oh, of course, book them. I'll address that. You're not hurt by the trolls, but you love to rip them. So here's the thing. I already said that. They want to present drama on their channel and sending me emails trying to hurt me, which is an absolute failure. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And if I want to cuss about their little rat nuts, that's exactly what they are. They're cowards. They're cowards. They ain't never going to knock on this door knowing where I live. They've researched it. Even some of them have put my address out there. They've literally said where we're at. I don't care if you come. Come on over. The whole point is you can only write your emails and do nothing else. You're not stopping Rafi. You're not getting me deported. You're not doing anything. So, love to rip them. I have every right based on them faking being family members, lying about everything about our lives. They deserve more than just ripped, but good luck to them. They have no power over me. Be gone before a house drops on you, literally like a witch, because they have no power over us at all. They're giving us content. We'll make a whole $20. Every live stream is about $20 without any stickers or money coming in. It doesn't pay more than that. Advertisement, and I'll be honest, advertisements that paid out on this channel was 4,000 pesos last month. That is 80 US dollars for 3 live streams a week and several videos released. So don't tell us that this is a big money maker. A lot of these guys, it's not for the money. They're doing it just for admiration because they're ripping a fat old white woman that can't keep her mouth shut and that is dying. So you're not going to make me die any quicker. I'm not going to take my life based on your dumbass words. It's absolutely wild. But for a whole 4,000, I am too also going to mention it because you can't control me over 4,000 pesos to not state that these guys are idiots. So what it is, they'll be butthurt and there'll be a new video. I promise you that other channel that's been the hottest out there trying to talk about us within the 20, actually usually takes him about 3-4 hours to come up with a video after he listens to this because he's hurt. He's the one that's hurt. The more they put videos out, the more they're obsessed and the more they are hurt by what I said. True.
Yeah, Rob says, second with I thought you were in the Philippines. They have Section 8 there. He's talking about in the US. But to answer your questions, there's Section 8 here. It's a form of it, I guess.
No, they do. They built some houses for the homeless, and they do build sections of houses. They put the low income in.
They're it's like they're called resettlement areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Tracker Devil said, I lived with heart failure in 2013. My doctors told me from the beginning that the condition must be managed for life. Yeah, even if I get the stents, I still need open heart surgery for sure because the aortic valve is showing that it is the flap that where the blood goes in and out is thinning. It's already deteriorating. So there will have to be an open heart surgery if I live, let's say 70 or 80. It will have to be done. And the other part is it is forever. I'm probably going to be on half the medications I'm on. I'm assuming I'll be on less water pills after this. I'll probably have fluid for a while even after the stents. And yeah, it is forever. It will be a forever thing. So you have to watch the salt. You have to watch your diet. I've been going through and eating the best I can. Trying to do something. Did you put that pizza away in them hamburgers? Did you hide the donuts?
Right.
Oh, okay. Check. Been eating as healthy as possible. I don't eat 5 pizzas a day anymore, people. I cut back. I can't stuff the donuts in between the pizza. I'm healthier now. I just eat the pizza by itself. I don't add 3 scoops of brown sugar, 5 tablespoons of cream. I just add a little bit of white sugar. They
You,
say white sugar's healthier.
you forgot the funnel cakes and the sticks of butter.
Mm. I did give that up. See,
Eat fried butter.
fried butter. How do you do that?
I don't
It's
know,
like melted.
but they no they
Oh, they freeze them.
yeah they
I
freeze
think
them
they
and then
dip them and
they
then deep. And
yeah
then by the
they
time it, ugh,
yeah fair food, man, fair food.
it's very expensive to live in the U.S. right now. Maybe your kids can't afford to help you. Yeah, maybe they can't. But when they talk about they're making a trip to go to theme parks, when they're buying Starbucks and eating out all the time, when they own their vehicles, and when they can afford to do everything else, including recent vacations, and offering to come see me now, then why can't you send money now? It is the truth. If you've got even that, they know that the extra 300 plus a month medications, they haven't even. So, what's wrong?
You're pale.
Yeah, well, it could be the eyeshadow really making me, but no, I'm pale. So no, I'm sorry. You say they can't afford, and that's what they're saying. But they said that the last time. So I'm like, okay, maybe it is. But when you're making plans for a big vacation, that's not. And so they've got other things to do. So it's just where it is. So they got other things to do.
Hey, Luca, how's it going?
It is expensive there, but that's still, I hate to say it, that is no excuse. There are payday loans, there are bank loans, they're perfectly fine to do any of the above. They're not uber rich where they've got 100, 200,000 in the bank, but they both have the 401ks, they both have the money, and they're currently in a stable situation. The things they're telling me they're about ready to use the money for doesn't make any sense, and it's very insensitive of their asses. Oh, well, so and so's birthday's coming up. We're going away and doing this, and that. And I'm like, okay, you can't. No, they're unwilling to put anything on hold. Has nothing to do with the type of mother was, has nothing to do with who I am, because we've been getting along. It has nothing to do with that, because none of that is true. They're just not willing to do it. So it is the new generation of greediness. It's the new generation of being an asshole, and nobody has any respect anymore. No, nothing. It just doesn't make any sense. So it's just let them do it. That's on them, and that is on them.
So deep fried butter, yeah, they're in Ohio, yeah.
For nearly 13 years, I have enjoyed life, traveled, spent time with family, lived comfortably in the Philippines by taking responsibility for my health and focusing on what I control. Yeah, yeah, and people may never have any issues. They may never need savings. They may never need 3, 4 thousand a month or 2,000 a month to live here. Some people don't run into the problems, but for the most part, they do risk it. They come either with no income or really low income, and then they run into medical problems. We had everything covered till recently. And then with this medical issue, we just don't have 20, 30, 40,000 to come up with. And if the test proves I don't need the stents, I said this from the beginning, it may not even be stents, because the doctor already said open heart surgery. He already said CABG. So he knows more than I do, okay, but he's saying it could be. We don't know until I can lay down and take the test and get better. And saying that, it could go up even more in price after that. So it's yeah, we just didn't have that kind of funds, and I thought I could. I didn't pay attention. I would need oxygen based on all my heart issues and the inflammation. I mean, I'm trying to still figure out why my entire body's hurting or why it's going stiff. Yeah, I guess if it's going stiff, it makes me walk funny. Then it would cause back aches and leg aches, and it's crazy what it's doing. So it's, hmm. Hey, what's going on, sweet Joseph? Yeah, we need to. We're almost hitting 3 hours here. I'm trying to get through. So if you see comments, I'm trying to get everybody in here before yeah, we're at a third
Oh
hour. I
no,
didn't
they're
want to
just
go
talking
this
about
long.
like deep fried Twinkies, deep fried
Oh,
Oreos.
stop grabbing your backside there, Victoria
Yeah.
said.
Robert Goodson says I'm racist because I called you pale.
Yeah, you are a racist. So
No, I feel for her because
I do get cold, but
she
that's
does
just part
get
of the
she does
blood.
get cold. Yes.
People only hear what they want to. If they dislike a party, all they see is wrong. That's true. Yeah, they don't see the good. I'm not saying the current president hasn't done a lot of good. I really think he is, but it's the rest of it on the stage too that he's hurting the rest of the world. So yeah, and all presidents have done this. Just now, it's really heavy duty. It has caught the attention of the world. I prefer the way money is spent now than welfare programs that get scammed and left and right. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say him killing these other programs are not good. Things that control the CDC and that control I mean, he's got to get volunteers to do the work of the people he got rid of based on Ebola. It's just some of it doesn't make sense to me what he's cut on, and then you don't take it from the elderly that's worked their entire lives, being a school teacher or a police officer that doesn't have enough pension, that's still on social security, that may need that. There are firefighters and people where their families are big and they're on food stamps. Okay, so there's different things that are just being cut. It's not fair either for what the others have done. Money should be spent on Americans. It's our tax. Yeah, money. Philippines is corrupt. I think we are more corrupt than the Philippines. It's getting to be there. And yes, they're giving a ton of money here. They're giving a ton to Israel. There's other countries they've been dumping money into for multiple reasons, but the money just gets put somewhere else. It doesn't even go for what it is when these countries get it. But killing programs that help in third world countries that control diseases and deaths and even bags of rice, all that shit got taken away recently. I think that's crazy. He could have, like, I don't know. I get why also he just did that. You know what I mean? He said it. He wants to show he's got the power. He wants to show the world that he's got that type of power, and I think it's just too much. You got to kind of, I mean, ease into it, kind of like me. Oh, all right. I think that's it, guys. We're going to wrap this up. I'm not going to be able to get to the rest of the comments. So, rat nuts, yeah, I'm behind if you're talking about rat nuts. That was funny, yeah. All right, guys, we are in here way too long. Time for me to get to the, yeah, please.
Yeah. Thanks
Well,
so much, guys.
please have good pensions. Don't get me wrong, but if they've got a family of seven, it's still in this day and age. $100 for a thing of gas. I don't know how well their pensions are going to hold up in this economy. That's been the problem the last couple years. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. Our top commenters is Second Wind Resort, Robert Goodson and Victoria. Thanks so much, Rob, Bogan Pinay, Sarah, and of course, thank you so much, Ted, for being here with us. Also, don't forget, guys, if you know, always be kind and good to others. I just have to give you guys wise words of wisdom
Oh yeah, Jesus.
from Jesus the garden. There you go. Yeah. And if somebody has wronged you, poke them in the eye. Just saying.
Put them in the bag and get out a fork, throw them in the microwave, heat them up a little bit, throw them in another large trash bag with a couple raccoons, a couple alligators, and just kick the crap out of it. And then into a dumpster, and then set a fire with some jet fuel, and then kick it down a mountain. Along with these other vloggers, trolls, and everybody else. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy your